I'm a king bee, baby.
I've got John Belushi doing it.
Oh.
Buzzing around your hive. Many people have done it. And the Stones did a version of it. You know, I mean,
Well, I can buzz better, baby, when your man is gone.
I'm a king bee buzzing around your hive. Won't you let me come inside? Yeah. And then it's a Bangles birthday today.
Oh.
Which Bengal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't.
Not Susanna.
No.
Not Susanna Hoffs.
You know, if it had been Susanna
Other
Hoffs,
Bengal.
if it had been Susanna Hoffs, I would have said. But it's just it's a Bengal. So,
Random Bengal.
yeah. But you chose that song, Carrie, because
It's kind of circuitous.
yeah,
Because
I think
on
I know.
this day.
On this day.
Yeah.
In 1969,
Yeah.
that song, and not even done by.
Yeah.
No, it's
No, it was B.J. Thomas.
Yeah.
And it didn't even hit number one.
It didn't.
It peaked at number 5.
Yeah. It wasn't a real hit
No.
until it was remade in the 70s by Blue Swede and featured prominently
Yeah.
on the Awesome Mix Volume 1,
Which is why we went with it.
which is why we went with Blue Swede.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it.
Did you see that story that Chris Pratt?
Crisp
Oh,
Pratt.
I meant to click on that and
Oh, you
put
don't
it in
have
the,
it?
and put it in the news. He's doing a fast and a pray.
He's doing a Jesus diet.
Yeah, he's Jesus-y now.
No, he's
I mean-
super Jesus.
But did you look at the foods that he's allowed?
Yeah, Chris Pratt. I don't think I.
It's like all foods except for like animal products.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because it's from Daniel in the Bible, and it is any food that comes from seed.
Well, if it's Daniel, then the next thing he's going to do is go into the lion's den. And,
So it's any food that comes from seed. So he's allowed, fruits,
Plants.
vegetables, bread. He can have anything
He
except
knows he
for.
doesn't have to do this.
He doesn't have. He doesn't have to have
No,
anything.
no.
It's just animal products.
Gina, no, he doesn't know that.
It's based on the fasting experiences of the Old Testament prophet Daniel.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But Gina, when you say that he knows he doesn't have to do this, he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Because the Lord has told him he has to do it.
The only beverage allowed is water.
Mm-hmm.
You can only eat foods grown from seed. So fresh, frozen, dried, canned vegetables or fruit.
Well,
And
all
fruit,
right.
vegetables,
All right.
bread.
He can have a cashew.
Look,
Yeah.
Gesundheit. Do you like Chris Pratt? Do you enjoy?
Crisp rat?
Yes.
I
Do you
enjoy-
enjoy his work?
I enjoy his
then,
work.
Then allow him. Then allow him his other.
But I'm worried if he keeps going down this road, I'm going to stop. enjoying his work.
then cross that road when it comes.
Okay.
But allow him his.
As Meloni in the chat room puts it, don't eat Groot.
No.
He is from seed.
Yeah, go just leave
Leave
Groot alone.
Groot alone.
Don't chop down Groot and eat him. But other than that, let Chris Pratt have
That's
his.
okay.
Have his.
Crisp rat.
He can't eat Chris Pratt. That's
No.
for
No,
sure.
he cannot eat
That's
rat.
it.
No animal products.
Yeah, rats don't come from seeds.
Nope.
All right. I suppose we should officially begin the Radio from Hell program.
And if we have check-ins, we have a prize for that. International Auto Expo tickets.
All right. So let's do this then.
All right.
We'll take a break and then we'll officially begin the program. And the way we officially begin it is we'll tell you all about the moon and everything, and then we will take your check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
So the number to check in and let us know you're out there and you're ready for us to try do one of our feeble attempts at a Radio from Hell show is call 877-602-9696. You check in with us, and how about telling us in 3 words or less, how would you title the story of your life? Your biography, your autobiography, your biography. What would be the title of the story of your life? When it is writ large, at the very end, what will be the title? Or the title so far of the story of your life? If you were to sit down and write it in 3 words or less, 877-602-9696, the story of your life would be titled what? Call and check in with the Radio from Hell show now.
We need to talk about squatters, and happy to, because we have had a relationship with squatters since they opened.
Yeah, I forget what year.
So long ago.
So when I was playing those old air checks of mine
Yeah.
from from the early 90s. There's little clips of Squatters ads, and you can hear
Well, it was-
147.
Yes.
So us sitting with Peter
Broadway.
and Jeff, Peter and
Four
Jeff,
of us sitting there at Squatters doing commercials.
right when they opened Squatters at 147 West Broadway. And we did this last year. We're going to do it again Sunday, January 27th. This is only $15. Join us, Radio from Hell, for Lights, Camera, Brunch. This is an extremely special film festival themed edition of the Not Safe for Radio from Hell podcast recording session. We'll be celebrating Squatters' 30th anniversary.
30th.
There will be a brunch featuring egg strata. That's like, it's eggs. It's delicious. French toast, sausage, hash browns, OJ coffee included in the ticket price. You can buy beverages extra like mimosas, Bloody Marys, and there will be, of course, beer available for purchase. It's $15. You get brunch. You get Squatters Wasatch branded takeaway pint glass. You can mingle. Photos. You can watch us do a Not Safe for Work podcast. You'll be a part of that. There will be a special guest as well.
It's a whole thing.
We had a blast doing this last year.
This will be my first one. I missed it last year.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Now, you got to be 21 years old to join the party. Get your tickets before they sell out because they sold out last year. Again, it's January 27th. You can get your tickets at squatters.com/shop.
X96.
Well, here I am at 12,887 feet, Tengboche. The Tengboche Monastery is here, and 5.5 hours on the road to Tengboche today. The first part of the walk, I'd say the first 3 hours, 3.5 hours, fairly nice, fairly leisurely. We left Namche, and it was just kind of gentle up and down. And then we crossed the river, what's the name of the river again? Dudakosi River. We crossed the river and had some lunch and then started up. And it was, I'm telling you, it was 2 hours, 2.5 hours, up, unrelenting, up to 12,800 and some odd feet. So it's not a walk in the park. Well, it is a walk in the park. This is the Sagarmatha National Park. Sagarmatha is the name of Everest in Nepali. So anyway, I'm on the trail, and I saw my first yak today. You don't see yak down low. As a matter of fact, if the yak go, I guess, below about 12,000 feet, they will die. They can't go down to where we started. And conversely, there are buffalo down below and cows down below, and they can't come up high, or they will die. And there's a great story about the buffalo and the yak. The yak apparently there's no salt in Nepal, and so the yak decided that they would go to Tibet and find salt for the people of Nepal. And when they got to Tibet was so beautiful, they decided they would just stay. And so the cows, and you'll see the cows and the buffalo always looking up, and they're always looking up wondering when the yak are going to bring the salt back. Does that make sense? Anyway, we passed places that were offering fresh yak cheese. I didn't try it. But I will, and yak milk soon to come. Coming up in just a minute, I'm going to talk more about the trek up here and about the rhododendron forest. We'll talk about that coming up.
part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
I like Trevor Noah, but I think that's a little simplistic.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think.
All right.
I don't think.
Did you see that house he bought in
Yeah,
California?
pretty amazing.
I think Trevor should
I'll look for
not
that.
be spending $20 million on a house, but that's just me.
Well, again, you trying to live other people's lives for them. All right, let's officially begin the program, shall we? Is there a sponsor for that, Gina?
Yes, Ben Folds is back by popular demand, performing his greatest hits with the Utah Symphony. Ben Folds with the Utah Symphony, April 9th at Abravanel Hall. For tickets, go to utahsymphony.org.
The moon is 24.8% of full, waxing along towards fullness. It is going to be full on January 20th. The moon will rise today at 11:09 a.m., today being Friday, the 11th day of January in the year of our Lord 2019. And this is North America's most revered radio broadcast.
Weird.
Yeah, it is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation to me, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. You can also see some of Dylan's work. We do a pre-show video and a post-show video. The pre-show video happens before the show, and the post-show video happens after the show. You can see those at Radio from Hell Facebook page and Twitter and all of those kinds of things, and on our website as well, I guess.
No.
Not on the website, just Facebook and it's
And our
Twitter.
YouTube channel.
YouTube. Oh, okay. And I believe our charming intern Cynthia is helping out with the program today. Now it's time for your check-ins at 877-602-9696, wherein you call us and say you're there and tell us in 3 words or less what would be the title of the story of your life.
Brought to you by X96, proud to start the fun, start the excitement for 2019. It's the Utah International Auto Expo at Mountain America Exposition Center, the 18th through the 21st. See the hottest new cars, trucks, and SUVs, test drive vehicles right at the expo. Go to autoexpoutah.com.
All right.
Anybody calling to check in with the show?
Yeah. One.
Yeah.
One person.
Well, it's kind of a hard thing on the spur of the moment to think of the story of your
Listen,
life.
they've
It's
had
kind
8
of-
or 9 minutes
it's
to think
kind of
about it.
I can't think of...
Oh, I can think of the...
What's yours?
Well, the story of my life?
Yeah.
What he meant well.
Did you?
Yes, I
you
meant
always
well.
mean well?
Yes, I meant well.
Let's start with Sally.
Hello, good morning, darlings. How are you?
Great, how are you?
We're well, Sally. How are you?
I'm superb. Loving the show. Love the after show as well. Gina, I had no idea you were so beautiful.
You
Oh.
didn't. I say it all the time.
Thank you.
Well, you know, it was great to see you all there in the flesh, so to speak.
Well, thank you. Sally, where are you calling us from?
I'm in Sandy.
All right.
I'm a transplant, darling, you might have noticed.
Where did you transplant from?
Oh, it's a story of my life, Bill.
Yes.
I've been everywhere.
You've been
But
everywhere?
I'm British.
You're-
I'm British to start with.
Where in the UK did you hail from?
Northern, actually, but I have done London, so I know the South.
All right.
They're not the best.
All right. So, Sally, in 3 words or less, what would be the story of your life?
Tried it all,
Tried it all.
Tried it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Sally.
including living in Utah.
Which
That's
is the
last on the list, isn't
biggest
it?
challenge.
Isn't that the very last thing you do is try living in Utah?
Oh, don't say that.
You'd hate to have that be the last
No,
thing.
I just mean
Well, good
surely you've done everything else before you get to here.
Yes, I must admit, I did come to Utah for a bit of calm, although it's pleasant. I'm enjoying the. There is a bit of excitement here and there.
Yeah.
There is.
Well, point it out to us when you find it, Sally. We don't see it very
Right,
often.
will do. Will do.
All right, thanks
All
for
right.
checking
Thanks,
in.
Sally.
Thanks for checking
No
in.
worries. Have a great day.
All right, check in again sometime.
Thank you, Sally.
Will do.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's go to
Oh, it should be Cheerio.
James.
Hello, James.
James.
Hey, this is James.
It is. Well, hi,
Yes.
James. James, 3 words or less. What would be the story of your life, my friend?
It would be, why is he here?
James, James, I want to give you the tickets to the Auto Expo for that answer.
Why are you here?
Hey,
Why-
you know what? I'd love to take them. Thank you so much.
All right.
But James,
Why are you here?
Why is he
I,
here?
Why
I don't
you
know
here?
why I like that
Who
so
invited
much.
him?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's it. I just kind of show up places, and I'm always out of my element, but it's always a good time.
He's out of his element.
James, you're out of your element.
What you doing here?
All right.
All right, James.
like
Thank you.
Hang on, James.
Get your information. Hang on. Chase is here. Hi, Chase.
Chase, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Chase, in 3 words or less, what would be the story of your life?
Let's see. Abuse, creativity, collegeless.
College less.
Less.
Okay.
All right, Chase. Thanks.
That there's a story there, but I don't know that I want to
Yeah,
hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
You're not ready to write a book yet, Chase.
See ya.
All right. Thank you.
Why is he here?
Oh, no, we got James, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
go
go
to
Oh, Brad.
Brad.
Hello, Brad.
Do you have any tattoos, Brad?
How y'all doing this morning?
Good,
Good,
Brad.
Brad. What would be the story of your life in 3 words or less?
Dark family secret.
Ooh. I bet you won't tell us what it is.
Well, it's a
will
secret, Bill. He can't tell us.
I don't think we have that much time.
You? Well, that's. Have you written it down yet?
Yeah, I've got a very large volume, let's put it that way.
Oh man.
All right.
Well, all right,
Thanks,
Brad.
Brad.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Man.
Let's see. Awesome cosmic timing.
Okay, that sounds like a good life.
All right. I'm not gay.
Isn't that Richie's story?
Just order pizza.
That's the story of my life. I just ordered pizza.
And then finally this one from Tim the Tree Guy. Whoops.
One word.
One word.
All right.
Whoops.
Not
There you
bad.
go. Whoops.
Not bad.
Let's see if there are any whoops in traffic. Crash eastbound Bangor Highway 29th West in Riverton. Crash northbound I-15 just north of 21st Street in Ogden. The right lane is closed there. And if you see something, you can text it to us and let us know if it's safe for you to do that. Don't do it while you're driving. That's the dumb way to do it. 33986. Larry H. Miller, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Sandy. Save thousands on remaining 2018 inventory and shop your deals online at lhmdeals.com.
All right. So we got big boy news coming up next. Stand by. Also, things your bartender needs you to know. Take notes, young drinkers.
Ginger at Diamonds Direct.
Yes.
She is a Utah native and
She's a friend of the program.
friend of the program. And just when you go to Diamonds Direct and look at the jewelry there, make sure you say hi to Ginger. It'll warm her heart. She's a nice person. Diamonds Direct, 2 words of advice if you're looking for jewelry. Diamonds Direct.
Really?
Those are the 2 words.
Yeah. They've got all the other diamond sellers in town nervous because they're doing it right.
And doing it right, meaning they have a huge selection there of beautiful diamonds to choose from.
And all kinds of jewelry. They have GIA certified diamonds, of course, and they've replenished their inventory since Christmas. And so they have top designers, rings, bands, earrings, pendants, one-of-a-kind jewelry that you can't get anywhere else. Diamonds Direct is always on the cutting edge of style and fashion and the latest trends. Guaranteed best prices, strongest warranties, and a free lifetime warranty on any purchase. So go to Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across the street from the Fashion Place Mall, and say hi to Ginger. And Lou, the manager, say hi to him at Diamonds Direct.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. sports, weather, and traffic on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right. Big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by.
Protect your identity and earn high interest with a power-protected checking account from Security Service Federal Credit Union. For details, go to ssfcu.org/powerprotected. Membership eligibility required. Interest refers to dividends. Some restrictions apply.
I don't recall, but did one of you, and I think maybe Carrie, put Jerry Stiller on a Deadpool?
It was discussed.
He's had a medical episode.
See, I know.
And is recovering, it says here.
Now, see, I had him on a list of possibilities, and I didn't pick him.
Actor Jerry Stiller.
I read that this morning. I was mad as hell.
Ben Stiller's father, and of course, his wife. Jerry Stiller and Ann Miro were a very funny comedy team.
Yes.
In years past.
And he was just great on Seinfeld as George Costanza's dad.
He is recovering in a Big Apple hospital, a family friend told the Post on Thursday. The 91-year-old star, Seinfeld star, and father of Zoolander actor Ben Stiller, was hospitalized Wednesday night, stable and resting by the morning. The pal said he had some sort of episode. They wanted to be cautious, so they hospitalized him for a day or two. There is no evidence, though, that he had a stroke. It says he's under observation, will be released and returned home probably tomorrow. I didn't realize that Ben Stiller directed that Dannemora, Escape from Dannemora TV movie on HBO. I heard him talking about that the other day. Louis C.K. Announced that he was doing a show in Albany, New York, and sold it out very quickly. Last week, of course, he was slammed for mocking Parkland survivors at a Long Island gig. He's returning to the stage in Albany on, it says here Thursday night, so I don't know.
Wow. Was it last night?
It was a last night or if it's next week. The show was announced last minute Thursday morning.
Would you go?
Might, yeah.
Out of curiosity,
yeah. But it sold out quick.
Because I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if it's not so much people that like him or fans of his, but you're
both. It's both. People curious to see what will happen, and probably some people who like him. Parts of the highly anticipated Sopranos prequel movie, The Many Saints of Newark, it's called, is going to look familiar to fans of the original show. Page Six has learned that the New Jersey's Holston Ice Cream Parlor and Eatery, the location of the final scene of the Sopranos series finale,
right there,
will appear in David Chase's forthcoming film
with its wood paneling.
Mm-hmm. That's where that was the final scene of the Sopranos. That's where it occurred. The restaurant housed the scene where James Gandolfini's Tony Soprano and his family are eating onion rings before it just cut to black, and we don't really know exactly what happened.
And I was completely fine with that ending. Yeah. I don't know why people had a hard time with that ending.
Because it left you hanging. That's why.
I thought that was fine.
HBO contacted us to shoot on location, said Holston's owner, Chris Carley, and they're going to shoot some scenes here. HBO referred Page Six to New Line Cinema, who said they were not commenting. But it is, David Chase has confirmed that a young Tony Soprano will be a big part of the movie. Casting is still underway. They haven't really even begun shooting it yet.
Nope.
They're still casting. And it's going to be what led up to the beginning of the saga of Tony Soprano. So I assume they'll be the young Tony
mom.
Soprano. The young, what was her name?
Olivia.
Olivia. Oh, yeah. Casting Olivia is going to be a tricky one.
Oh, it'll be good though. He'll know exactly who to pick.
Because she was a force
of
nature.
It'll be Meryl Streep.
I mean, it could be. I could see that.
And I'll bet she'd do it.
I could see that.
It'd be someone younger than that. Yeah,
Well, I don't know
because
how
if it's-
far back are they going.
I
If it's a
don't know.
prequel, I would imagine it's before he meets Edie Falco, or maybe when he meets Edie
Yeah, so
Falco.
maybe it'll be
know?
a young Tony Soprano in his, like in his 20s.
So you got to have young Silvio there. You got to have
Uncle June.
Uncle
when
June.
Uncle June was a young tough guy.
Yeah, when he was in charge.
Yeah.
That's probably who the main heavy will be.
Yes.
If you think about it.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
A girl who went missing 3 months ago after her parents were shot to death in their home in Wisconsin has been found. Jamie Kloss, 13 years old, turned up in the town of Gordon, Wisconsin, about 70 miles from where she was last seen. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reports that she escaped from a home and approached a neighbor, identifying herself, and asked the neighbor to call for help. "I am shocked," said Jamie's aunt Kelly Engelhart. "It's what we prayed for every single day, but we had been giving up hope that she would ever be found alive." Jamie had not been seen since October. Police had ruled her out as a suspect in her parents' death shortly after the bodies were found. They believed she had been abducted after the murders. A person of interest was taken into custody by police immediately after they came and collected her, and apparently she said, "This is where I have been held." And police went and arrested apparently a suspect, apparently a 21-year-old person.
We don't know much.
She was very thin and disheveled, wearing shoes that were too big for her, but apparently she'd managed to escape from where she had been held by whomever had been holding her, and police arrested that person. A Missouri boy who went missing 5 months ago found hidden in an attic crawl space this week. Braden Jones, 6 years old, reported missing by his father on August 3 when his mother didn't return him following a visitation. U.S. Marshals found him this week in a home in rural Laclede County. The boy's mom, Aubrey Ferguson, 30, hiding in the crawl space with him when marshals found them. She was arrested along with her boyfriend, Woodrow Ziegler, who had nailed the entrance to the crawl space shut and put a carpet and furniture over it before officers arrived. Mr. Ferguson was charged with child abduction. The boy was reunited with his dad. Mr. Jones' girlfriend, Brianne Marie Dominguez, posted a series of Facebook updates showing Braden's with his father. "Our little boy is home," she wrote. No more details in that story. State of Utah is going to eradicate the entire population of bighorn sheep on Antelope Island because the animals, there's a disease running through the animal population.
So by eradicate, does that mean you get a tag and you get to go out there and hunt them?
I'm trying to.
I don't know if a hunter would want a diseased bighorn sheep.
You'd want the rack.
Even the rack.
I don't have the. I'm sorry, I don't have the details here. That's not coming up on. All I have is the headline here. I'll get the details of that when I can. Sorry, that's not coming up. Protesters chanted outside of Salt Lake City Mayor Jackie Biskupski's office yesterday, trying to get a meeting. They claim that they've been requesting for weeks. Justice for Cody, the group, could be heard chanting in the hallways outside of the mayor's office. The protesters are hoping to find answers about an officer-involved shooting that claimed the life of one of their friends and family members in November of 2018. "Jackie, we want a meeting. Please hear us out. Jackie, we want a meeting with you." This young man, Cody Balgard, was shot and killed by a Salt Lake City police officer on November 9. He was in a vehicle that the police had been looking for. In an officer's body camera footage, you can see Balgard ram a cop cruiser before starting a pursuit that cornered him in a Rose Park neighborhood. Officers asked Balgard to show his hands and comply. He never did. Ultimately, it ended with when an officer thought they saw a firearm, at which point officers opened fire. The investigation was turned over to West Valley City Police. That investigation is still active. But Balgard's family has since said the shooting was unjustified. At least they feel it is. Cody was wrongfully pursued and executed by Salt Lake City PD, said Balgard's brother, Marvin Oliveros. Oliveros and the group claimed that they've been trying to get a meeting with the mayor for the past 6 weeks to see what she plans to do to stop death at the hands of the police. We'll stay here until we get a meeting, another protester said. The mayor's office said that isn't the case. The mayor's office said the group has made just one request for Biskupski to meet with them, specifically to intervene in the investigation, and she said that's not something she can legally do. She can't intervene in it.
It's not the mayor's.
Nope.
The mayor's office said if the family wanted a meeting, she would give them one, but has no other information considering she's not involved at all in the investigation. Donald Trump says, I never said that Mexico would directly pay for the wall.
Directly.
I never said that. I never meant Mexico would directly pay for the border wall, despite his oft-repeated campaign promises and memos that clearly show otherwise.
And he said, they might even write a check.
When I said Mexico will pay for the wall in front of thousands of people, obviously they're not going to write a check, he told me.
I got audio of you saying it.
But they are paying for the wall indirectly many times over by the really great trade deal we just made. But the deal that the Trump administration has reached with Mexico and Canada to replace the North American Free Trade Agreement hasn't been ratified by the Senate, and it doesn't require Mexico to pay up.
Why doesn't somebody say this to him? If that's what you meant when you said Mexico will pay for the wall, then let's wait until we have collected $5.1 billion via that way. We set up an account, and as Mexico pays for the wall with the trade agreement,
because we can't wait.
When we have that saved, then we'll build it.
We can't wait. We have to build the wall. Walls are the oldest form. Walls are older than wheels. The wheels are old. Listen, the wall. You remember that famous wall in Jericho? Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the wall came tumbling down. Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
Okay, wait.
Wait. Watch this. Are you guys ready for it? Who's going to pay for the wall? And by the way, 100%. The politicians say they'll never pay. 100%.
They're not going to write us a check, but
they'll pay in one form or another. They may even write us a check by the time they see what happens.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
And by the way, when Donald Trump gave his speech on Tuesday night, there was another alternative thing that you could have been watching.
What's that?
That's Stormy Daniels folding her underwear.
I heard about that.
Rather than watch Trump's primetime broadcast, porn star Stormy Daniels folded laundry in her underwear on Instagram Live for 10 minutes, and 100,000 people tuned in to check it out.
Why would you watch her fold
Daniels
her
first
laundry?
announced, Daniels first announced her plans to host a laundry-centric Instagram Live on Tuesday. If you're looking for anything even remotely worth watching at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be folding laundry in my underwear for 8 minutes on Instagram Live, she said. As promised, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the exact time of Trump's address, Daniels took to Instagram in a bra and underwear and folded her T-shirts, skirts, jeans, and more to a soundtrack of Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. As she folded, the comments section flooded with approval comments from fans. Love that bra, wrote one user. Perfect song choice, wrote another. After making her way through the bulk of the pile of laundry, as well as switching up the music to Taylor Swift's We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together and Tom Petty's Won't Back Down, Daniels ripped open a bag of Cheetos and smiled. She tweeted that over 100,000 people tuned in to watch the exhilarating event.
Exhilarating?
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Brought to you by Geico. You have a choice of the ways you could save on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Go online to geico.com or stop by the Geico office nearest you. Tim Tebow.
He was a quarterback for a while for the Denver Broncos, and he's now in the minor league baseball for somebody. I don't know.
Well, he's engaged to Miss Universe 2017.
Is she pretty?
She's very pretty.
Oh, okay.
There she is right there, x96.com/live. She's South African. Okay. Her name's Demi Lee Nell Peters. And if you follow Tim Tebow on Instagram, which I don't, but if you do, he had somebody take pictures of the engagement. And yes, as far as I know, Bill, you were asking earlier,
Well, he'd
is he
always
still a
claimed-
virgin? I believe he still is a virgin. I haven't checked.
No way.
Well, have you done a purity test or
I
anything?
haven't checked.
No way he's a virgin.
He's super Jesus, Carrie. He's
He's
super.
repented many times. Let's put it
You
that way.
think?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
The Jazz are home tonight to the Lakers. That game is at 8 p.m. That's sports. Weather, it's foggy this morning. Carrie and I were talking about it right after we came into work. It's soupy. And it will be soupy this morning, and then it'll just be hazy, bad air later today. 38 for a high. Traffic, we've got, so the fog is affecting traffic, so give yourself a little extra time driving to account for that. We've got crash, eastbound Bangor Highway 29th West in Riverton. Crash northbound I-15 just north of 21st Street in Ogden. I thought a friend of the program sent us something. Wreck 12th Street in Ogden at the I-15 ramp, they said. They sent that in via text at 33986.
All right, we got the Travel Brigade coming up here in a bit. Stand by for that. Stuff to give away around one of your boners. But this is the most important news, and I wish we had more time to spend on it.
Well, Carrie, you've often said when you turn 21...
It's important to have a go-to drink so that when you're in a crowded bar that may not have all the fancy ingredients that you want, you need to have a go-to basic cocktail that you can order.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the country, they'll know what, if you say vodka rocks with a lemon.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Manhattan.
You know, Manhattan. They should be able to do that.
Gin
Basic
martini
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned.
That's always been my rule, is you need to have a good go-to cocktail.
Sure.
Maybe sometime we need to actually do, I don't know if this is a not safe for work thing, but maybe we need to do drinking 101. Like, because we've heard from a lot of people who either just turned 21 or they just left.
Or decided they're going to take up drinking at a later age.
Okay, so here's number one. Don't yell, whistle, or wave money at me. Make eye contact.
Yeah.
Smile. I'll come over as soon as I can.
Or you can also just kind of hold your finger.
Yeah, can I do a one
You
finger?
can if you're a bartender,
Yeah.
you can just kind of go.
Yeah. Start a tab.
Yes.
If I have to ring up your credit card every time you get a drink, that's I'm busy. That takes a lot of time.
That means you give the bartender your credit card.
Yeah. If you want a drink made strong, order a double. Well, I don't.
Can't.
Yeah,
do
we
that.
can't
Can't
here.
do that
And I
here.
keep forgetting when I'm in California that I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of bars have comp tabs, which allow them to give away drinks. Again, I don't think
not
that
here, no.
happens
Not
here.
here.
They
Not
do
here,
that
that's-
for cute girls at bars.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
not legal here.
Let's see. If your tipping guideline is still a buck a drink,
Yeah.
that doesn't fly.
No, you need to rethink that.
You need to tip percentage-wise because, like, cocktails can range anywhere from, $5 or $6 to
Yeah, $10 sometimes.
10, 12, 15. So tip via percentage-wise. Let's see, what else do we have? I have police on speed dial, it says, and I don't hesitate to call.
Oh, the bartender.
Yeah.
Has. Oh, okay. That's what you need to know about.
Don't order a round of drinks at last call.
Yeah, probably.
That's kind of, no, we're shutting things
Yeah,
down.
last call's always kind of rushed.
Some bartenders get a cut from the cab company if we call. Like they have a deal with a...
Well, you should have a Lyft app on your phone anyway.
Yeah, everybody should. If I cut you off, don't argue. I'm a professional.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but that sort of flies out the window. Because if you're being cut off, you're already so drunk you're going to argue anyway.
but maybe maybe you should reevaluate your life if your bartender says, I think you've had enough. People that act like bartending isn't a real career. It's a skilled profession.
Sure.
Yes.
And I know there are a lot of bartenders in town that don't work at just one bar. They have their full-time job is rotating, around to different bars. Let's see. Do we have time for much more?
Yeah, for one or two more. Because you're going through these pretty rapidly.
Don't say surprise me.
Oh, yeah, never. They just get pissed.
Because there's a lot of
You
At
try.
least-
How would you feel about spit straight up?
At least give me a, you know, do you want a whiskey drink or a vodka drink or a, let's see. I'm not a piece of meat, it says.
Oh, the bartender is not a piece of
Yeah,
meat.
hitting on me all night long
No.
won't get you free drinks. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Now, when I was bartending, I was a piece of meat.
And the final one is, please ride share or Uber. Just plan for it ahead of time.
Exactly.
Like if you take it to the bar, then you have to take it home.
Exactly. Yes.
Because I think a lot of people will drive to a bar and then go, well, I don't want to leave my car here.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't drive, but I don't want to
yeah.
have to deal with coming back and getting my car. So just Uber or
Yeah.
Lyft in the first place.
Exactly.
So there you go. A few tips from a bartender. It's foggy this morning, so you might want to give yourself a little extra time because you might have to go a little slower because of that. The only incidents I was seeing so far are actually up in Ogden and Weber County. Crash eastbound Bangor Highway 29th West in Riverton and northbound I-15 just north of 21st Street in Ogden. If you see something, you can share it with everybody. Text it to us 33986.
All right. Travel Brigade coming up. Also, round one of your boners. Stand by for that. But first, it's time for the Gray Whale Entertainment Report. Friday is the new international release date for music, so that means there's new music, movies, games, and LPs at a locally owned and operated Gray Whale location near you. Let's see what we got. Music, Matt and Kim. Their Grand LP is out today. Claypool Lennon Delirium. So it's Les Claypool and was it Sean Lennon?
Sean Lennon?
Yeah, I think it's Sean Lennon.
Yeah.
Together on an LP, Blood and Rockets. It's a 10-inch LP. Well, there you go. The Doors. 50th anniversary of Waiting for the Sun on CD and LP. You might as well go ahead and get it on vinyl. Why not?
Yeah.
Born of Osiris, their new one, The Simulation, is out today. And best band name and best album name of the week, Powerwolf, with the album Metallum Nostrum.
I'm not messing with them.
Don't. So there you go. As far as movies and TV, Castle Rock Season 1 is available on the Blu-ray. So
Did you watch that?
I did not. It's too many shows. I hear good things, though. Mid-90s is out. Hellfest is out. And I'm just really surprised that this show is jumping over to a new generation, and it's extremely popular. Office Space.
Oh, yeah.
The 20th anniversary Blu-ray is out.
Yeah.
Gray Whale's open 24 hours a day. GrayWhaleSLC.com is what I mean. Real-time inventory searches, Killer Whale membership discount availability. You can use your store credit for purchasing, and they constantly update you on sales and promotions and events. Take in your old stuff, trade it for new stuff. They want your old music, movies, games, books, and vinyl records. You get cash or store credit toward the purchase of something new to entertain you. Join the Killer Whale Club, receive a lifetime discount. Follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Gray Whale SLC for info on great deals. That is your Gray Whale Entertainment Report.
Oh, gross. It is gunky out there.
Here's what Kerry Jackson is doing when he's not on the air.
Captain's log, stardate 2233.1. I am all alone on the bridge of the Enterprise. Some sort of mysterious cosmic ray has vaporized my entire crew. I may be the only one left alive. Wait, who's there?
It's me, Captain.
Yeoman Rand. Yeoman Rand, thank God you're alive.
Yes, Captain, and I feel so safe knowing you're still here. You know I've always been attracted to you. Let's make love right here on the bridge.
Oh, come on, Sharon. You're not saying it like you mean it.
Carrie, I hate this game. Can't we just have sex like normal people?
Oh, come on, Sharon. You know that this is the only way I can get it up.
I hate this costume. This wig looks like a woven basket on my head, and the 2 folding chairs and a card table does not make the bridge of the Enterprise.
What?
Turn off the sound effects. I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. If you don't like this game, how about we play the Battlestar Galactica game? I'll be Boxy, and you can be my little robot buddy, Muffet.
Oh, God.
Help, Muffy, help! I'm trapped and the Cylons are coming.
Here's what Bill Allred's doing when he's not on the air.
Henrietta Pussycat, you may approach your king.
Meow, 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 King Friday. How I've longed for this moment. Meow, meow. Are you sure Queen Sarah is away?
Quite. The trollop is off somewhere in the land of make-believe with Bob Dog. My spies tell me that the two of them are mating like a pair of crazed weasels in rut.
Then now is our chance, my liege. Meow. Take me here, meow. Now, right in the throne room.
Come on, Sharon, you're not getting into this at all.
Well, Bill, you look pretty stupid in that bathrobe, fake beard, and Burger King crown. And wearing those white socks on your hands to make them look like puppets is just not working. Can't we just do it in the normal way?
Oh, come on, Sharon, you know I can't get it up the normal way. Okay. If you can't do this, how's about the Sesame Street game? Now, I'm going to be Bert, and you can be Ernie.
Ernie, bend over and pick up that bar of soap I dropped this morning, would ya?
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Phil, and Gina on X96.
Sponsored?
Nope.
All right.
Here it is. Travel music for you.
I love the music.
Hmm?
I love the music.
I know. It is the Travel Brigade here in the studio. Really calm, quiet, couple of people here to talk about travel and what they know about travel. It's Kathleen and Geoff, Jeff, if you prefer. And we're going to talk about, loyalty and rewards programs in hotels specifically, right?
I'm a Marriott Rewards member.
There you go.
And I just booked some rooms at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, and they said, would you like to become a member of our, whatever it's called, the MGM loyalty reward thing? And I went, well, what does that get me? And she said, well, first of all, it's free to do, and I can give you discounts booking your rooms right now.
The answer is always yes.
And I said, yes, okay,
yeah.
I will.
And that's what we're going to get to. The answer is always yes.
Unless you're at Temple Square.
Yeah, and then you say maybe.
All right, so
I want to read some stuff.
All right, so anyway, where do we start?
So, there's a lot of ways to travel. One is you can just, get online, book the cheapest thing you can find, go off on an adventure, and you might end up having a great time. You might end up being a boner of the day candidate. If you want something more predictable, you want to know what you're getting, you want to get some free stuff, then you do one of these loyalty programs that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And Radio from Hell listeners know it pays to be loyal.
Sure.
And so we've also got a Hilton gift card to give away here. At the end.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I wanted to clarify because the reason we brought this up is we actually had some listeners email us specifically after we did the travel rewards on your credit card. They wanted to know, like, without credit cards, like just brand loyalty. So that's what we're talking about today. Not points on credit cards, but just staying at brands. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about, why is it worth it and who are these big brands?
Okay, and by the way, we'll give away that card based on a trivia question based on what you're listening to right now, so pay attention.
Okay, some of the big ones are Wyndham, Hyatt, Hilton, Le Club and Accor, Marriott, IHG, and Starwood. Now, according to the Points Guy, we've talked about the Points Guy before. He's basically a mathematician as to how this works, and he came up with these numbers. He did a combo for his list about why it works, and it's kind of a combination of who has the best program based on the number of hotel rooms. So you don't really want to be with somebody that's got 20 hotels. It's not really going to help you a lot. Geographic spread, which means how far they are, if they're international, etc. The percentage of luxury hotels versus the percentage of economical hotels.
Okay.
The biggest percentage to get you points in this area is ease and value of earning and redeeming points, which is the most important part for everybody.
Okay.
Perks, elite status, co-branded credit cards, promotion bonuses, and any non-hotel benefits, meaning you can take your points and get a credit card to the Home Depot or something like that.
All right, got it.
And we should mention the Points Guy is at thepointsguy.com, and then also we'll post links at x96.com. But so like you were saying, Bill, there's certain ones where if you just sign up, they'll give you a free rate, or complimentary enhanced internet.
Yeah, internet's $10 a day. So think about that. Just $5 to $10 a day right off the bat. You're just going to save.
And complimentary internet doesn't mean that the internet compliments you. It means that it.
Mine does.
I got it.
Anyway,
you're looking nice
Harry,
today.
you're beautiful.
Mine does.
But if you move up, if you kind of move up the ladder though, and get a little more, then you start getting free nights. You get. One thing we really enjoy on one of ours is you can get late checkout up to 4 p.m.
Yes.
Which if you've got a flight at night,
that's really nice.
That is just a beautiful thing. We also there's a concierge lounges at a lot of hotels that you can use where you get.
I like those where they have snacks all day long. Yeah. You can go in and get. And
Shayna, be honest. They have an honor bar all day long.
There's that. Well, there's that.
They do?
The honor sort of, one glass is really full.
the 5-ounce pour. Anyway, free breakfast, things like that.
Yeah, and now if you keep going, let's say you're in the upper echelon, we have things like the ultimate reservation guarantee. What does that mean? It means I can call the Marriott Marquis or some hotel that I'm a platinum member of. And of course I am a platinum member.
Of course you are.
Let's just be clear. And say, I need a hotel tonight. And they say, I'm sorry, we are fully booked. And they say, don't worry about it. We will get you in. Now, I don't know how they get me in or what they do. They take somebody down and execute them in the back. I'm not sure.
They always have a certain number of rooms.
But my point being is that you get in no matter
get
what.
in?
Yeah.
Yep.
They
And
can't
when you
tell
really
her
need
no.
it, when you really need it, that's nice.
Yeah.
Much
Now-
like me, they can't tell her no.
Yes. Well done, Jeff. You get things like welcome gifts, whether that's credit towards your stay, whether it's gifts that show up in your room. Some of the top tiers even have like personal concierge that are yours, not the concierge lounge, but like your very own personal concierge while you're there. And then if you keep going up, like I know for Marriott, they have lifetime status. So you get to a certain threshold after so many years, and then you just don't have to worry about it anymore because you're set, set for life.
They call you up and say, I understand from your calendar that you're going on a vacation next week. Here's what you'll need.
Yes, exactly.
Alexa overheard you planning.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Now, again, we talked about Points Guy. He did another poll, which was so he's done his poll based on what he did these percentages. He also did it based on what the patrons think.
Oh.
Now, the patrons came up with theirs. They voted for Gina.
So these are the
The
ones.
Marriott.
These are the ones that just regular folks.
Yeah,
prefer.
regular folks.
Okay, all right.
So they picked
People
for
that voted at his site.
Right.
Because Marriott is now joined with Starwood, right?
Starwood and Ritz-Carlton.
So that gives you a
Yes.
whole other level of.
Now, I love Marriott, but I'm gonna say a few things.
Okay.
One, they had to retweak their program, which I think they did in August, because there is all these new hotels coming in. So don't know if they're going to hold their place next year. So I'm just going to say that out loud.
Oh, okay.
Because one, yes, they have volume, but two, they've also kind of maybe compromised what your points are worth. Another thing is Starwood had a huge security break, and it's all
That's
over the
true,
news,
yeah.
and people are not happy about it. So that may affect next year's ratings.
That's true.
All right.
So yeah, that was number one, but also Wyndham Rewards, World of Hyatt, Hilton Honors, Le Club Accor, and IHG Rewards all got high marks.
All right. We got to wrap it up here. Anything we need to end on here? Is that it?
No. Just wanted to mention that this isn't just, we talked about hotels, but this can go for cruise lines. It can go for airlines. Just anytime that you can sign up for something for free, do it.
I've become a big proponent of Airbnb whenever I can. And is there anything like that? For
Airbnb's trying. They've done a couple of rollout things. I don't know if they're going to quite. The problem with Airbnb is because the regulations change in each city, they're really having to spend a lot of time keeping up with that sort of thing.
It'd be an interesting thing for them to finally roll something out with that. All right, we got a gift card to give away. What is that gift card?
It's a Hilton gift card to the Hilton Hotels.
All right, what is they referenced a guy. Who is the guy they referenced? The what guy that puts together all of this stuff? What's his name? The what guy? Fill in the blank. First person to do that at 877-602-9696. So get that gift card. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. Thank you very much, you guys.
TheTravelBrigade.com. Right?
Next month, we're going to be doing a nice get out of the snow little weekend getaway.
Yes.
It'll be nice.
I need that.
Thank you.
I need it already. Thanks, you guys. All right, let's get some traffic going.
The good news is there's nothing going on.
Oh, that's even better.
I see nothing. If you see something, maybe you see things that UDOT doesn't see. That happens a lot. Text it to us, 33986, and I'll pass it along.
All right, the boner candidate's coming up for you. Here's boner candidate number one. Now, stop me if you've heard this one before. A man walks into a McDonald's with a dead raccoon.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Boner candidate number two. Why is believing in the supremacy of the white race racist?
Yeah, I'm glad you did that one.
And boner candidate number three. Heaven itself will have a wall.
All right, so we got round one of your boners, Big Boy News, all coming up after these.
Park City in January is all about A-list celebrities.
from Hell's Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 7:19 right now. Time for remember that info because you're going to need it to vote for the boners in round one. That's what we're doing right now, round one of your boner voting, presenting to you 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior, and you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be the winner of round one and go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See, we'll do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Then we'll take the winner of that round and pit it against the winner of this round at 9:20 this morning, and that's when you'll decide boner of the day at Boner Fight. So pick your champion for round one. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Now, stop me if you've heard this one. A man walks into a McDonald's with a dead raccoon. A McDonald's in California has requested 3 days, has reopened after 3 days after a man brought the bloody carcass of a dead raccoon into the restaurant and placed it on a table.
Is that bad?
The hazardous situation unfolded just before 7 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh, there's a picture.
When
Oh.
X96.com/live. When an unidentified man was caught on Facebook Live sitting alongside the critter at the chain's Potrero Avenue restaurant in San Francisco.
Did he want them to cook it up for him? Or
according to the NBC Bay Area reporter Sam Brock, the San Francisco Department of Health gave the all clear for the chain to open its doors to the public after the disturbing incident. This mother fetcher put the raccoon on a table, said Brooks, the man who did the Facebook Live. The video appeared to show an older man with white hair sitting. No, it didn't appear to show. It showed.
Is.
I hate it when people write like that. The video appeared to show. No, it showed. The video showed an older man with white hair sitting next to the raccoon. An employee pointed toward the man who then left the table, abandoning the deceased trash panda.
Rocket, no!
And walked around the store, seemingly talking to people. An unidentified man with gloves eventually picked up the animal by its tail and dropped it in a garbage can outside, all the while creating a trail of blood from the table through the store and out to the parking lot. Wow, this mother fetcher brought a dead raccoon into the McDonald's, Brooks said, only in San Francisco, only in mother fetching San Francisco.
No, I'm sorry, not only in San Francisco would this happen.
San Francisco police officers responded to the scene, engaged with the man. The department told Fox News that the man who allegedly brought the critter, again, he brought it in there.
Not allegedly.
Into the McDonald's, didn't meet the criteria to be taken into custody for mental health attention and was released at the scene.
If that doesn't say I'm a crazy person, I don't know
Well,
what
they
does.
interviewed him, and he didn't seem to be particularly crazy. Staff cleaned and sanitized the entire dining area. When asked whether or not the customers would return to the location since the raccoon incident, most people didn't seem too bothered by the...
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the restaurant will never be cleaner than it is the day after reopening.
True.
And with so many health inspectors watching them, one person said.
True.
I've seen worse than a dead raccoon at that same McDonald's, somebody said.
I can't imagine what that is.
Boner candidate number 1. A man walks into a McDonald's with a dead raccoon.
That's a tough location.
Here's boner candidate number 2. Now, why is believing in the supremacy of the white race racist? Republican Representative Steve King questioned how terms like white nationalist and white supremacist have become racist. Comments that prompted, as you might imagine, stinging rebukes from his fellow Republicans and even a primary challenger. White nationalist, white supremacist, Western civilization, how did that language become offensive? The Iowa lawmaker told the New York Times in an interview. Why did I sit in classes teaching me about the merits of our history and our civilization?
When you say white, it's right in the name.
White
supremacy, meaning if you're white, you have supremacy over other. It's right.
Listen, girl. Listen, young girl, you are missing the point. We are obviously the supreme race here in this country.
Well,
have you not been paying attention? We reign supreme. Why did I sit in classes teaching me about our history and our civilization? The remarks from King. Republicans blasted Representative King, who has retweeted a message from a Nazi sympathizer and once said about immigration, we can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies.
Also referred to Mexicans as dirt. He did that too.
This is an elected official.
Well, look at them. I mean, you can't see it because of the color of their skin, but there is dirt there. State Representative or State Senator Randy Feenstra didn't mention King by name, but said he would mount a challenge in 2020 against the 9-term congressman.
Somebody needs to.
Well, they have. He did squeak by with just a 3% win in the recent midterms. He hasn't said whether he'll run for re-election. Boner candidate number 2. Don't you say a thing, girl. Why is believing in the supremacy of the white race racist? It's obvious that the white race is supreme. Look around you.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Heaven itself will have a wall.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
Protect your identity and earn high interest with a power-protected checking account from Security Service Federal Credit Union. For details, visit ssfcu.org/powerprotected. Membership eligibility required. Interest refers to dividends. Some restrictions apply.
Think about it. She really was, in a way, the very image of a sexy, sexy mother.
Who?
A woman, a sexy older woman.
Older woman.
A sexy older woman. Verna Bloom. Carrie knew where I was going immediately for some reason.
Oh, Animal House.
Verna Bloom.
Mrs. Dean Wormer.
Yeah, Mrs. Wormer. Known for her role in the 1978 comedy classic National Lampoon's Animal House, she has died. She was 80 years old. She died Wednesday in Bar Harbor, Maine. Cause of death, complications of dementia. Her family told Variety. In Animal House, she played the booze-loving Marion Wormer, wife of the fictional dean of fictional Faber College. One memorable scene showed her engaged in an innuendo-laden banter in the supermarket vegetable aisle with college senior Eric Otter Stratton, played by Tim Matheson. Bloom also played the lover of Clint Eastwood in High Plains Drifter in 1973. She worked with director Martin Scorsese in the comedy After Hours.
So she hasn't
in
done
85.
much.
Not a lot of stuff. She was born in 1938 in Lynn, Massachusetts, graduated from Boston University in 59. She's survived by her husband. I didn't know she was married to this guy, and not a lot of people will remember him, but his name, I think it's pronounced Cokes, C-O-C-K-S, Jay Cokes. He was a film critic.
Oh.
And wrote for, I think he was a film critic, I believe, for The Village Voice for a long time. I remember reading his criticism for a long time. And he was also a 2-time Oscar-nominated screenwriter.
Ed Brass taking this very hard because Animal House, one of his favorite movies, and he says, I'm taking the rest of the day off.
You'll get your chance, smart guy.
You have our permission, Ed.
Yes.
Jill McCluskey at the University of Utah. This is an op-ed or a letter to the editor from
the mom.
The mom. My husband and I thought our daughter was safe. Lauren McCluskey, they're Jill McCluskey's daughter. Lauren was a model student athlete at the University of Utah, an outstanding GPA. However, she briefly dated the wrong person who lied to her about his identity, age, and criminal sex offender past, for which he served a 10-year prison sentence. She found out about his lies from an internet search and ended their brief relationship. He was manipulative, but our daughter figured most of it out. She goes on.
She did all the right things.
She did. The campus police were now alerted to our daughter's dangerous situation. My husband and I believed they would be on the lookout for her safety. Instead, the report of this incident was not entered into a records management system. No one followed up.
She called them multiple times.
Or linked to her subsequent complaints. This man was free to roam the campus. Yep. and even freely visit her dorm building. My husband and I were lulled into a false sense of security. Her friends tried to help, but the felon kept harassing her. This mother is rightfully angry.
You know,
and no one at the University of Utah and no one in local police has been held to account for this, and they're very upset about this.
There are many women who are being harassed as she was being harassed, who can't find the courage to report it. They second guess themselves. They think maybe I brought it on myself. Maybe I'm overreacting. She got past those feelings, because I'm sure she had them, and made the call over and over again, asking for help. Her parents lived in another state. I think they were from Washington. I think her mom's works at University of Washington, I think. You call home to your parents, and what do your parents say? Well, have you called the police? Have you? Yes, I've done. You can just see where she did everything right.
Here's what her mother says about the whole thing. Lauren was having a lively conversation with me and told me about class projects and how she was looking forward to spring semester. The last words I heard from my daughter when her cell phone dropped to the pavement were no, 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 as this man grabbed her and dragged her to a car and shot her. Even the most charitable interpretation of these events leads to the conclusion that the university safety system was dangerously flawed, and a number of individuals tragically failed her. Our daughter diligently reported facts to the police numerous times, but no significant actions were taken. The University of Utah has neither acknowledged responsibility nor held anyone at the university accountable. Remarkably, the university's position is that there is no reason to believe that her death could have been prevented. If that were true, then fixing the flaws in the system would be a pointless exercise. My husband and I strongly reject the university's position, as we believe any reasonable person would, given the numerous and escalating concerns that were explicitly provided to the campus police, Salt Lake City police, university counselors, and HRE staff. So, I mean, she's saying, if this continues, it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
You were asking about the bighorn sheep on Antelope Island.
Yes.
The Utah Division of Wildlife Resources says it has to eradicate the entire population of bighorn sheep from Antelope Island State Park. A respiratory disease has nearly wiped out the entire population. The herd that was once 150 strong is now down to just 26. Much like pneumonia, it has gotten into this herd, and the pathogens get into the wild sheep herds, and they pass quickly from animal to animal. The DWR will canvass the entire island to euthanize the remaining members of the herd to prevent any more animals from suffering, because I guess once they get it, it's kind of a slow, agonizing death for the animals. It's something we don't like to do. We realize it's what is best for the animal and the future of bighorn sheep on the island. They don't know how they got the disease, so it doesn't say anything here about that they're going to have people go out there and do it. It's something that they're going to take care of on their own. Michael Cohen is going to testify to Congress about his work for Donald Trump, and then he's going to go to jail, directly to jail, immediately after his testimony before Congress. That will be sometime in February. President Trump has indicated or acknowledged that any wall can be breached after a report showed that the Department of Homeland Security was able to saw through a prototype of a steel slat barrier that the president has been pushing for the southern border. Well, that's a wall that was designed by previous administrations.
My wall will be
not my wall.
My steel is magic.
But there's nothing that can't be penetrated, but you fix it. But it's a very difficult thing to do. But that's a wall, and they have other walls. We have many walls under consideration.
You know what they can't cut through? A Border Patrol agent standing there, ready to show them the proper procedure for coming in.
Here's how you get in.
Why don't we take that $5 billion and hire people
Because
to
Gina-
work at the border
See,
and receive these people.
Because, Gina, that's called nuance, and it's something that they don't understand. It's either walls or you want open borders.
Here's a story for you, Gina, and I hope we have the video of it, but you should look it up.
Okay.
Stomach churning video.
I don't know if I want to see stomach churning.
Dylan, you got that?
It's a stomach churning video. This is your beloved British press.
Yeah.
Shows a doctor removing a wriggling 6-inch leech that had been living in a woman's throat for 3 months.
Don't do it, Dylan. Don't do it.
The blood-sucking parasite had buried itself in her sinuses and clings for dear life as surgeons yank it out through her mouth. It can be stretching to nearly twice its length after being grabbed with a surgical instrument.
No video, just a still.
So apparently, it said the leech would have been tiny when it entered the woman's body, but grew to around 6 inches by the time it was found.
Engorged in her blood.
So apparently, she got headaches and she was diagnosed with a throat tumor. And
that's what it is.
So they started looking around and they said, "Oh wait, this is not a tumor. There's a leech in there." She lives in a mountainous region in India and she bathes in a spring. And apparently the leech just got in without her knowledge.
X96.com/live.
And there they're pulling it out. There it is. There it is.
Oh, don't look, Gina.
Is it over?
No.
No, they show it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pull this leech out of her throat.
They put creatures in our bodies.
And there it is. Yeah.
No, stop, Dylan.
No, it's on a continuous loop, and he's also sent it to your email.
But if you think about it, and you see an X-ray, you'd see that mass there, and you'd go, "Oh yeah, clearly that's a tumor."
Yeah,
you know, so they go
you
in.
Feel it moving around.
Well, you'd think, but
6 inches. I mean, that's
Hey, leeches have to live too. It's just in there, having a feast.
All right. Weather traffic. Pull yourself together, woman.
Sorry. Luckily, it's too cold for leeches. It's 33 and foggy right now. We'll only get up to about 38, and we'll have that soupy air today. Let's see. Traffic. Let me refresh this because we haven't had so many issues this morning, in spite of the fog, which is a good thing. See a little bit of slowage northbound I-15 coming through Sandy area heading into Murray, but I don't think it's associated with an accident, just some regular morning slowage. And friends of the program have not sent me anything lately via text at 33986, but if you do see something you want to share with other friends of the program, that's the place to do it.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Heaven itself will have a wall. Pastor Robert Jeffress of the First Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas, who introduced President Trump during a rally in Washington on July 1st.
Oh, he's the guy. Okay.
He's using the Bible to defend President Trump's dream of building a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, suggesting that even heaven will have a wall around it. He used his Fox and Friends Sunday to push back on the argument from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats that a wall is immoral. The Bible says even heaven itself will have a wall around it. Not everybody is going to be allowed into heaven. So if walls are immoral, then God is immoral. In fact, American Christians are divided about the morality of Trump's border wall. The Reverend John C. Dornauer, General Minister and President of the United Church of Christ, told Huffington Post his denomination strongly rejects the idea of building a wall between nations. He thinks that it's moral. He says his denomination rejects the idea that building a wall is moral or biblical. He pointed to the Berlin Wall and walls used in Europe to divide Jewish people into ghettos as examples. He says that's obviously not a moral thing to do.
Yes.
But Pastor Jeffress, referring to 2 biblical passages to prove his point, stories that he's referred to many times in the past, God himself has said, there will be a wall around heaven and not everyone will be allowed in. So that's how he supports President Trump. Heaven itself.
What about all the things in the Bible that talk about, helping the less fortunate?
Oh, we ignore the love thy neighbor stuff. Yeah.
And just remember, if a woman has long hair, you can stone her to death.
That's right.
That's in the Bible too.
Also, I'm wearing a poly cotton mix today.
Uh-oh.
So I can be stoned to death too. Yeah.
All right, it's time to start voting.
Yeah, let's review the first 2 and vote.
So we had boner candidate number 1. A man walks into a McDonald's with a dead raccoon. Yep, he did. Some guy in a San Francisco McDonald's, he walked into the McDonald's with a dead raccoon and left it there on the table. Boner candidate number 2. Why is believing in the supremacy of the white race racist? It's a fact. That's what Iowa Representative, 9 times he's been reelected to the United States House of Representatives, Steve King. Why is that racist? He says. And then boner candidate number 3, heaven itself will have a wall.
All right, you've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? Choose your champion for round 1 now. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 2's voting when we do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And we take the winners of each round, take them both, throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So all you have to think about at this moment is the winner of round 1 of these 3 candidates, 1, 2, or 3. Pick a candidate that you think should win. Remember the number, 1, 2, or 3. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text. That's all we need. And then text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. It's like Cynthia is taking votes in the producer's booth. Yes. Or you can go to x96.com. Look for the box that says boner voting January 11 and vote there. But you've only got 300 seconds to do it in. Let's go. This is round 1.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96. Promise. Follow her on Twitter at RFHGina and find out for yourself. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 746. Time to award round one of your boner.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by a meatloaf sandwich.
Because loafed meat is okay.
Yes.
And thank God it's Friday. Blow off some steam with your friends at Gracie's with a cold beer and a plate of nachos, or enjoy dinner and a show with Swantourage from 6 to 9, followed by Lounge 40 playing from 10 to close. Adults only.
We had boner candidate number one. A man walks into a bar or into a McDonald's with a dead raccoon. That's pretty much sums it up. He had a dead raccoon at this McDonald's in San Francisco. He plopped it down on the table, bloody raccoon, and then walked around and talked to people. A McDonald's employee with rubber gloves, latex gloves, picked up the raccoon and put it in the trash. The guy, and there's really no explanation as to why this happened. And then there was boner candidate number two. Why is believing in the supremacy of the white race racist? That's what Representative Steve King of Iowa wants to know. Because you're a racist, Steve King.
That's why it doesn't.
That's why it doesn't register with you. And boner candidate number three, heaven itself will have a wall. So what's all of this problem about Donald Trump wanting to build a wall here on Earth? He's just doing God's work here on Earth. That's what the Pastor Robert Jeffress thinks. Let's see. Devin won the Gracie's gift card from us, being a random voter. And the winner, boner candidate number two, Representative King, for not understanding why believing in white supremacy is racist.
There's your winner of round one's voting. It now goes to Boner Fight. It will face off against the winner of round two's voting. We're going to do this again in about a half hour with 3 more candidates. And we'll take the winner of each round one and round two, and put them into Boner Fight at 9:20. And that's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. And then Dave the Flower Guy will come in after that and decide Boner of the Week.
I know we're going to do best question here, but I am.
Well, no, after in the next break.
Oh, in the next break. Oh,
No, it's our celebrity news roundup.
Oh, the celebrity news
roundup. You had a ton of
roundup.
stuff that you wanted to.
Well, this fits
get
right
to.
in here. I retweeted this picture of celebrities. It's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't watch the show anymore.
Well, it hasn't been on. It's making a triumphant return to NBC.
But I hadn't watched it even before it went off. I had stopped watching it, even though it was pretty amusing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a picture here. You can see the picture I retweeted from, I think, Lonely Island. That's an Andy Samberg thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture of Andy Samberg and what's her name that plays his co-star, the woman police officer.
I forgot her name.
And Andre Braugher.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on the set of an episode, and it's the two of them and Andre Braugher in the background wearing some Hawaiian shorts and a T-shirt that with a pineapple wearing a pink thong. On the T-shirt, the pineapple has a pink thong on it, and it says "slut" under it. And Andre Braugher
That's it, huh?
is kind of dancing or something in the
So
background.
does that make you want to go back and watch
Maybe.
it now?
Yeah, and it's from an episode of the show, apparently.
It's been consistently funny.
And Andre Braugher just looks hilarious in that photo. It's just...
You tweeted that picture?
I retweeted the Lonely Island. I just happened to run across it on Twitter. So it's at RFH Bill. Anyway, celebrity stuff. There's all the celebrity news today that we'll never get to. For instance, Michael J. Fox getting his first tattoo.
How old is Michael J. Fox?
56, I think.
How old is too old to get your first tattoo? Like if you haven't had one.
There is no age.
But I've thought about this, though, because I don't have one. And I think maybe I missed the boat on getting a tattoo.
No, there's no age. You can get a tattoo whenever. He's 57.
But your first one, like if you haven't had one by,
that doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters. It used to be, a long time ago, a dangerous, thing. One of those.
Yeah.
Only bad people got them, and now it's everybody's got them.
See, there he is. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see him. By the way, so he has Parkinson's. He keeps himself in great shape. Look, I mean,
Well, I guess you'd have to.
he is in really good shape.
What do we know what the tattoo is?
It's a
Because he's there, he's posing with some people. One person has a hoverboard, and one person has the lace-up shoes.
Yeah,
from
is it a
Back to
flux capacitor tattoo?
It's a sea turtle.
Sea turtle?
Why a sea turtle?
It
Don't
just
tell me
says-
this whole story does not explain why he has a sea turtle.
It says first tattoo, sea turtle, long story. He captured.
No, but Michael J. Fox, you need to tell the story.
Having
You
his
can't
first
just
Issue a press release.
Having his first tattoo done at the celebrity-loving hotspot Bang Bang Tattoos, he posted a photo with Fox and his tattoo artist, Mr. K, posing with Marty McFly gear, including sneakers and a skateboard. Thank you for the trust, as well as letting us fan out a bit after. They wrote, thank you for sharing the story of your tattoo with us. Keep following that turtle. He was telling me that there was a transformation for him with his career decisions when he was swimming in St. John. He spotted a sea turtle with a chunk missing from its fin and a scar on its face. And that turtle let him swim with him for about half an hour. He made a transcending decision right after that. So the turtle's pretty significant to him. So there's why.
So we can blame that turtle.
He swam with that turtle.
For Michael J. Fox pretty much quitting showbiz.
Well, has he pretty much quit?
Pretty much.
Yeah. He won't.
He doesn't do that much.
Well, or are they just not offering it? He had his own series there for a little while.
I would think if Michael J. Fox stepped up and said, I would like to work, that
Somebody
people would
would.
go, come work.
Probably.
I want to know how
Yeah.
he holds still to get a tattoo.
Oh, that's just.
I'm serious because I found a close-up picture of the tattoo, and the sea turtle has a chunk out of his fin. I mean, it's
like-
what he described.
It's exactly what he
But it's
described.
very deep. That's an honest. That is not a joke question.
Because you just don't think. You don't think.
What?
So if you shake a lot,
Yeah.
somebody holds your arm there and somebody holds your arm there.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't shake. It will stop the shaking enough that a tattoo artist can do his work. Somebody will just hold your arm steady.
How old is your dad?
73.
I think you should each get matching tattoos.
Me and my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Microphones.
Bottle of Johnny Walker.
Or
Each
that.
one of you.
He's a Glenn Levitt.
He's a Glenn
guy.
Levitt guy, so yeah.
Glenn Levitt. Bottle of Glenn Levitt on chest, right on the chest. Each one of you.
I don't think either of you are too old for tattoos.
Nobody's too old to get a tattoo.
No.
But I don't think you would ever.
It used to be an edgy,
Yeah,
dangerous thing.
no,
but
I
it's
just
not.
thought if it's something you haven't done by a certain point, is that.
No. You've never even been close to tempted to get
The
a tattoo.
question is, how young? Too young for tattoo.
Well, of course I had this talk with Festus because he wanted one at 16,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't sign off on it. I said, if you when you're 18, you can sign off it on yourself. I think that should not be a decision that I allow you to make. You can make it when you're 18.
And so he waited
No.
until he was 18.
Yeah, he did.
Because he's
Oh,
such
did
a
he?
good boy. Yeah.
Well, he couldn't do it without my signature, so he had.
Oh, that's
to.
right, because the law's here.
Oh, there are people who will go around that. Yeah. Oh, that. Oh, the law. Oh, that. Yeah.
Said he was 18.
No, don't you remember the story? I told it on my podcast.
Well, that's maybe why you
that's
don't.
why I don't remember.
Of how he made an appointment to get a tattoo on his 18th birthday. He made the appointment like 6 months ahead of time because it was an artist he wanted to do. And then I surprised them with the trip to Harry Potter World, and we were gone on his birthday. And he said, I can't go. I have a tattoo appointment. And I said, no, I called the tattoo parlor. Hello? Festus can't make his tattoo appointment. He's going to Harry Potter World.
He's going to Harry Potter World instead. That's not embarrassing at all.
Can I reschedule his tattoo?
Yeah, your mom called. Said you're going to Harry Potter Land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good luck with that, the Wizarding World.
See ya, Quidditch boy. Yeah, and then the other bit of celebrity news I had was I put Tom Jones on my Deadpool And I think I wish I hadn't done that because he just released a new album. So
he's fine.
He's
I
fine.
think he's fine.
See, I should have had Jerry Stiller. You should not
I
have
should
had
have.
Tom Jones.
Yeah.
Crash northbound I-15 at 88 South in Sandy. The center lane is closed there. Crash eastbound SR 201 6400 West in West Valley. And I'm seeing some major slowage northbound I-15. This looks like it's about, 45th South, 39th South, somewhere in there, but I haven't seen a report of an accident, but I see red cameras through there, so traffic is moving very slowly through that area. Since 2010, Utah's added 4 new households for every 3 new housing units. There are more households than available housing units, and prices are skyrocketing. Visit utahhousing.com to join the conversation.
All right.
Now, coming up, we have, in the next break, best question of the week, or Met question. We love Robert Otto. He's a great guy, but he's the only one who has sent in a best question. So in this little bit of a time, if you have a best question of the week.
Well, and to be fair, we threw them out at the end of the year. We threw out all of our questions.
We're starting fresh.
And it could be that we haven't solicited properly for more questions.
So if you could hurry and send some to radiofromhell@x96.com.
Yes.
Best question. We do have a prize for the best question of the week. It is
Sundance Film Festival ticket.
So do that.
Stand by.
X96 is a proud partner of Sundance Institute. Don't miss the 2019 Sundance Film Festival happening January 24th through February 3rd.
Line. Spell it with me now. L-I-N-E. And we'll use it now in some dialogue featuring our good friends LeVar and LeGrand. Imagine, if you will, the boys have gotten together for lunch at the High Spot Cafe. The word again is line.
Well, this is good postum here to the High Spot, LeVar.
Look, the words good and postum never go together, LeGrand. Now, the coffee here is mighty fine, but don't tell me there's any difference in any postum you get anywhere. It's all horse pee.
Well, I like it. And that actor guy sure must have gotten rich off on us Utahns when he invented this caffeine-free beverage. Yeah, that Tom Postum has always been funny on the Newhart shows, and he's made a great all-weather beverage, too.
Whoa. Whoa. Now, this song sure brings back the memories. I didn't know they had Madonna music on the jukebox here.
Well, why does it bring back memories for you, LeVar? Do you remember what you was doing the first time you heard the song?
Heard it? Hell, I helped Madonna write it.
Uh-huh. And I had tea with the Queen of England the other day.
I ain't lying, LeGrand. Me and Madonna had kind of a thing for a couple of months back in '87. I guess you could say Madonna was my girlfriend.
Do tell.
If I'm lying, I'm dying, LeGrand. Yep. Miss Chacon and me, that's a real name, you know, was sitting in the breakfast nook one morning after a night of truth or dare, if you know what I mean. So anyway, the phone rings. Madonna answers it and says, "Hey, LeVar, honey, the phone's for you." I said, "Who's that girl?" And the rest is history.
You're lying, LeVar. You're lying through your tobacco-stained tea.
If I'm lying, then what do you call this?
Yeah. It's a picture of you and Madonna sitting in a breakfast nook.
Yep.
Why, looky there. You got matching pajamas with little horses on them.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying at all. That's really her.
Yep. She'll always be my material girl.
Well, what happened? Why did you break up?
I dumped her.
Why in the heck did you do that?
Well, did I ever tell you about me and Tori Spelling?
From hell on Utah's original alternative, X96.
Best question of the week brought to you by the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art, presenting Shady Acres, examining the suburbs and their potential to shape who we are and how we choose to understand the world around us, opening January 25th. More information at utahmocha.org.
All right. We asked for some best questions, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 submissions. Now, not all of them are good, and some of them are bad, and some of them are okay. Damon, our former intern. This one I don't know, Damon. It's not a bad question, but I can't quite... It says, who band or artist had the best final album?
Final album.
And
so like they broke up afterward.
Or they died.
The last album they ever
died.
did. And I can't really...
That would take some thought.
Yeah, I can't... on the spur of the moment,
I personally liked Pink Floyd's The Final Cut, technically their last album, because Roger Waters left. They did continue after that under the name Pink Floyd, but technically...
Yeah, and I don't really even know. I can't.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I don't know. And then there's, if you hadn't gone into radio, what would you have done? And thanks for that, Timber. But we get that question all the time. And
we've answered
it before, but it's okay. This one, Kenneth, I think it's highly likely the next president of the United States would be a female Democrat.
I hope.
I don't really know if that we can say that. What do you think? Do you think it will be Oprah?
No.
Kenneth thinks it will be.
I don't think it'll be Oprah.
No, me neither.
I don't think so, Kenneth. I think she might be a very good president.
Sure.
She's smart enough and she's popular enough. And if she decided to run, I bet she could win.
Sure, but she's not interested.
Yeah.
But Kamala Harris announced yesterday.
Did she?
Whom I love.
Officially?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah.
Now this one's not bad. Let's see if we want to answer this one.
All right.
But let's not do it yet. If you could give each other tattoos, what would they be? That we could consider that one. If you could spend one day in the body of another person, living or dead, who would it be and why? Here's some more have come in. If you could, here's my question: have you ever you try to protect the identity of your children by using fake names? Have you ever accidentally said them on the air? Yes. Bill and Gina, do you think being a parent has enhanced your life or hindered it? Oh, children are a millstone around my neck.
Oh, enhanced.
They've ruined my life.
Enhanced.
See that? And then here's one that came in. If you could change one thing to fix the air quality in the valley, what would it be? I don't know. Yeah, that's. I don't know.
I mean, if it were as simple as changing one thing that would fix it, then that.
Yeah, that's. Well, we'll save that one. So
yeah, that's a tough one.
Any of those anticipate or tickle your fancy? The tattoo one, maybe. If you could give each other a tattoo, or you had one there, Gina. Which?
Or I got this one from Ian. If you could have been a child prodigy in anything wherein you have an exceptional inherent talent in a subject, field, or ability from a very young age, without typical training and efforts, what would it be?
Okay, well, let's do that one.
Okay.
We'll save these.
Save those.
Except for the one, Timber, about the other profession, because we've done that one so many times. We'll save those.
Okay.
Most of those are pretty good.
Okay.
We'll save those. So, bank robber.
Really?
Yeah, if I could have been a child prodigy.
Prodigy bank robber.
Bank robber, yeah. If, he's like 7 years old and all of a sudden he has this.
But you're really good at it.
Man, that kid can rob a bank like nobody's business. Just, it's just like, it's like Baby Driver, It's like,
yeah.
He's a baby. No, I mean, to answer it seriously, I've always been totally amazed by people who understand and can do music of any kind, perform, sing, play an instrument.
Like, is there a specific instrument you'd like to be good at? Or would it be singing?
I'd like to be able to sing, but I think if you can play the piano well, you can probably also sing pretty well and also play, if you want to play most other instruments, at least a little bit. I think if you can master the piano, you can learn to play almost anything else at least a little bit. But if I could have been a prodigy at the piano, that would have been.
What
about you?
would not want to be a child prodigy at anything.
At anything?
Because I think being a child prodigy at something is a recipe for disaster. I think child prodigies have miserable lives for the most part.
So you were happy just growing up,
I want to be
normal
mediocre.
and dumb and mediocre like you are.
I'm serious. I think a lot of people that were, child prodigies are interviewed later in life, and they say, "Yeah, my whole childhood was spent touring around playing the piano."
I think the Williamses or the Venus and Serena, they're pretty happy to be where they are for the most part.
Andre Agassi wrote a book.
Well, he's a little turd. Didn't he?
I'll talk to you, Carrie.
Hi.
Andre Agassi wrote a book about being a tennis prodigy.
Okay.
And how his dad pushed him and how miserable he was. And he said he would trade every dollar he made, every bit of fame he had, to go back and not do that.
Coming around, that's why he's a turd. Because he was a child prodigy and his father did that.
Well, it's because of his father, not because he was a child prodigy.
He was particularly good at. He had a natural aptitude from a young age for it,
right?
And he hated it.
It's just because of what his father did. You can be a child prodigy and be nurtured, not
if you're lucky enough to have a parent like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I think being a child prodigy means you get taken advantage of. People use you.
Not always. You don't always have to. It's certainly true with Michael Jackson, but again, Serena Williams and Venus Williams. There are plenty of child prodigies who were raised well.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Well, he was raised well. Anybody turned out to be a jerk, but that was. I don't think it was
the
his
success at an early age. I think does it to you. I think
child
that's what you're getting at. Is that a lot of because these kids aren't
Drew Barrymore?
They're constantly being told yes their entire lives, and then when they get older and they're told no, they don't know how to.
Lindsay Lohan.
I see what you mean.
I'd be willing to chance it,
but now my gut reaction would be film director because when I look at what Orson Welles did with Citizen Kane, and he was 22.
Is that really how old he was?
He was like 22 or 23.
Yeah, he was very young.
Very young, and acted and directed in that. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. Now, that's my gut reaction. The practical reaction would be, going back in time, if I were a child prodigy at computers, I think financially I'd be set right now. If I were in on that before it became a thing and built up onto that, I'd be set right now. I wouldn't be working. I'd be on a beach that I owned. It's my beach.
Or you'd die of pancreatic cancer like Steve Jobs.
Because that happens because
he was a prodigy.
Computers.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. That's
Scientific.
exactly what happens when you're a prodigy in computers.
I don't know. Let's look. Redwood Road, Utah Lake, milepost 12. There's a crash there. Crash northbound I-15 88 South in Sandy. Crash eastbound SR 201 6400 West in West Valley. And let's see if anybody sent. Slowing northbound I-15 at the 45th South exit. I don't know if it's an accident, but yeah, it looks like traffic moving pretty slow through there. Let's see. That's traffic brought to you by, hold please, because we forgot to read the Sundance Film Institute copy, because we're going to give tickets away to Ian, who submitted that question.
Okay. Thank you, Ian.
X96 proud to start the fun, start the excitement for 2019. It's the Sundance Institute. Don't miss the film festival happening January 24th through February 3rd. Screenings and events in Salt Lake City, Park City, and Utah. Film screenings and tickets are available at Sundance.org. Listen every day. We've got tickets to give away all week.
The boners coming up, round two. Number one. So the truth here is the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord and not the Russians.
Oh!
Boner candidate number two. Nothing on you, huh? Well, what is that hanging out of your butt then, my good man? And boner candidate number three, I dropped your fish off at the pool.
All right, there you go. It's round 2, your boner voting, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo after these.
Park City in January is all about A-list celebrities.
Hello, this is William Shatner, star of Rescue 911. I have friends who are currently suffering the personal agony of hair loss. Through them, I have learned the importance of investing in a high-quality wig or toupee. That is why, if I needed a hairpiece, I would visit
Carrie and Bill's Wig and Toupee Emporium.
Hi, we're Carrie and Bill, the Radio from Hell guys, and we're proud to be associated with Worldwide Celebrity Wigs and Toupees. It's the only non-surgical hair replacement center that offers toupees and wigs woven entirely from celebrities' hair.
Worldwide contracts to buy the hair of Hollywood's most hirsute celebrities. Then, when the stars get a haircut or die, Worldwide is on hand to harvest the hair. The hair is then woven into a versatile, lightweight, comfortable wig, personally cut, fit, and styled for you. Just listen to these satisfied customers.
I lost my hair and scalp in an unfortunate encounter with an industrial blender. It was unsightly, and my confidence was at an all-time low. But when Dinah Shore died, Worldwide made me a wig from Dinah's hair. Now I'm so full of confidence, I may just go after Burt Reynolds. Wow.
After years of working at the toxic waste dump in Tooele, I began to notice a loss of most of my head and body hair. I gave Worldwide a call. They replaced the hair on my head with a wig made from Randall Carlisle's Golden Locks. And as an added bonus, they threw in a half a pound of Ed Asner's body hair for free. Now I'm so confident I may just go after Kimberly Perkins.
This is William Shatner again. Please don't suffer with the torment and embarrassment of hair loss. Just look in the phone book for my friends at
Carrie and Bill's Wig and Toupee Emporium.
Please don't delay. Beam yourself up a full head of hair today.
Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Bill, your wife was wondering about State Street. There's a light out at the intersection of 4th South and State Street and has traffic down to one lane.
That's why it's all backed up.
There we go. All right, time for, remember all that information that Deep Voice Guy gave you because you're going to need it here in a moment to vote for round 2 of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote who is the worst of these 3, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, yay, you took round 2. Way to go. You're not boner of the day yet. You got to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. We'll take both winners and throw them into boner fight at 9:20 is when you will decide boner of the day. So we need your champion for round 2 right now. Pay attention. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. And one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1. So the truth is, apparently the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord all along, not the Russians. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
colluding with the Lord.
Well, the guy James Dobson.
Oh, boy.
Focus on the family?
Yeah, that guy. He has noted that the Lord, Heavenly Father, was involved with the election of Donald Trump. And in an effort to stave off impeachment, James Dobson is asking Christians to fast and pray for President Trump. Mr. Dobson recently called on all Christians to pray to protect Donald Trump from impeachment during a conference call with a group of Intercessors for America, according to Patheos. Speaking to an organization focused on prayer in relation to the world and political events, Dr. Dobson...
Dr. My...
No, that's Dr. My Eyes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dr. Dobson claimed that the country would be left in serious trouble if President Trump were to be impeached.
Really?
Now, I'm calling for a day of fasting and prayer. I hope that Christian people from coast to coast will join in that time. The date is of your choosing, but we do need to be praying for our president, said James Dobson. He stated that the Lord was involved in the election of Trump and could protect him from impeachment. Right? So apparently... the truth is that the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord.
So the Lord is not Vladimir Putin. He knows this, right?
Right.
Maybe that's what he means.
Is that what he means?
That's what he means.
No, I think he's talking about the God Almighty in heaven above. That's where the collusion is.
Because from where I sit,
Boner candidate number 1.
Who's down with G.O.D.?
No collusion. Here's Boner candidate number 2. Nothing on you, huh? Well, what's that hanging out of your butt, my good man? A Nashville inmate claimed that he didn't have anything on him.
I got nothing on me.
As a bag of pink fentanyl was hanging from his buttocks.
Ew, jeez.
Kenneth Johnson is facing charges of assault and possession of contraband in a penal institution. According to police affidavits and a jail incident report, Mr. Johnson was being searched on suspicion of contraband. Reports say that Mr. Johnson was non-compliant and kept saying, "I don't have anything," despite officers reporting that there was a plastic bag sticking out between his butt cheeks. I don't have anything.
Great job.
I must have sat on that.
Officers administered pepper spray to Mr. Johnson's face and buttocks area.
Well, I hope.
And were able to remove the substances, which turned out to be tobacco and pink fentanyl.
Great job.
At one point, an officer went to reach for the baggies, and Mr. Johnson is accused of stepping on the officer's hand. Boner candidate number 2. Nothing on you, huh? Well, what's that hanging out of your butt, my good man? I couldn't resist. And the next one is just, well, Boner candidate number 3. I dropped your fish off at the pool.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, brought to you by...
Come and make your mark in fondue history by trying the new cast iron grill cooking style, available today at the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated. Reservations at meltingpot.com/Salt Lake.
Michael Jackson's estate is not happy.
Really?
A new documentary focusing on sexual abuse allegations against Michael Jackson, set to premiere here at the Sundance Film Festival
really?
here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do we have anything booked for that, Richie?
Drawing on the ire of the late pop star's estate, Leaving Neverland was added to the Sundance Film Festival on Wednesday.
No, that's wrong.
Directed by, well, I'm sorry, Michael. Directed by filmmaker Dan Reed. The documentary centers on a pair of men who claim they were abused by Mr. Jackson after meeting him when they were 7 and 10 years old.
They enjoy it in a pure, loving, fun way.
Well, yes. The annual festival in Park City didn't release the names of the accusers, but noted in the announcement they are now men in their 30s. Jackson's estate slammed the documentary as yet another lurid production in an outrageous and pathetic attempt to exploit and cash in on Michael Jackson.
They want love. They want to be touched. They want to be held.
The Thriller performer.
What?
The Thriller performer.
Okay, all right.
That's what it says here. Who died in 2009, faced multiple accusations of abuse over the course of his career. Acquitted on all charges in 2005 at the end of a highly publicized trial that stemmed from allegations that he had molested a 13-year-old boy. Apparently, the movie Leaving Neverland will be on January 25th. The pond in Sugar House Park is undergoing a major rehabilitation project as crews will remove thousands of cubic yards of sludge.
Yeah, it's gross.
According to Salt Lake County Parks and Rec, digging up a quarter-century worth of dirt will make the pond safer and more enjoyable. On Thursday, crews pushed and picked up piles of sediment with heavy equipment. They started work on Monday and have already put quite a dent in the pond as an excavator hummed and beeped. Runners like Stephanie Davis trotted by. Davis says she's training for a marathon and often comes to the park and runs the 1.3-mile loop. She agreed the pond isn't always the prettiest feature to run past. I see all the geese and a lot of things going on there, she said. A lot of things. Refers to the smell that sometimes wafts up the muddy shallowness and the green algae that springs up. Not to mention the pond's been a breeding ground for bird botulism.
So what I'm getting is that the pond has not been romantic in a long time. It's
has not been.
Walking by it, yeah.
There is a group of people on Facebook who are trying to get it. I think is it Salt Lake City that's doing the digging out of there, that wants to be able to go through the dirt to like search to try and find historical stuff and
treasure
and to mark the time and find
there
rings and
there probably is a lot of stuff there to sift through.
Set up some archaeological sifting equipment.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a lot of stuff there.
Could be kind of cool.
Yeah. So there one good impact from the government shutdown that I can see as I read this headline here. Shutdown impacts meatballs in Ogden. I thought, well, that's okay then.
How does
Fox 13 called the Old Frontier convenience store and gas station in Ogden? How's the government shutdown impacting you guys? I've had to stop making chili and soup and meatballs.
This is a tragedy.
Because our lunchtime business has declined by 50 to 60% since they're right by the IRS.
Okay.
So today's the official day that they're missing their paycheck. It was like if the government reopened like yesterday, they still would have got a paycheck today, but no. So
yeah, so the only good thing I can see from this whole thing is that they've stopped making meatballs, because you know my position on meatballs.
Get those meatballs away from me.
There you go. But there were government workers, I forget which branch of government it was, IRS or one of them, somebody showed their paycheck. They received a paycheck, and it was for $0. Nice. Here's your paycheck, $0. All right. Rudy Giuliani cannot imagine Why in the world would the Congress, would the House of Representatives want to hear testimony from Michael Cohen?
I just can't imagine.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm a lawyer.
Well, he's
what possible?
Listen, I don't understand what they're.
He's a thoroughly discredited liar. He doesn't know a damn thing about collusion. I don't understand why they want to hear from him.
See, Rudy, you say that, and that just makes me want to hear from him more.
I don't get it.
Because you're a loon.
Bad news, sad news. I know that Gina probably wanted to try this at some point.
What's that?
The Au Natural restaurant in Paris is closing.
No, I did not.
It was a restaurant for people who preferred to dine
naked and eating do not go together.
Yeah, you would go to the restaurant and you would remove all of your clothing.
Oh, okay.
You would dine naked.
Nope.
Now the wait staff were fully clothed.
Was there a sink that I could eat my mac and cheese over?
Because you've done that in real life.
It's been a long time, but
interestingly enough, no hot soup on the menu. No hot soup on the menu.
Why did anybody do this?
I don't. Maybe they didn't.
Because here's what. Whenever
they probably didn't, because they were only open for just 15 months.
Whenever it's a clothing optional thing, whether it's a beach or a, it's never the people you want to see naked that go there.
Yeah, I don't.
It's always bad naked.
Yeah.
Well, it's
always bad naked.
The reason it closed is because nobody went. Essentially, nobody wanted to eat naked at a restaurant.
There is no mac and cheese on the menu.
And here's a great idea.
Yeah.
There is a Change.org petition that's asking Donald Trump to merge North and South Dakota. We want to call it Megakota.
Megakota?
Just merge the two states. Let's call it Megakota. Okay, fine.
North and South Dakota for Megakota.
Yeah,
just Dakota.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah,
that's okay. I don't care. Call it Megakota. And then, finally this. We'll do this last story very quick. A bus driver is being hailed for rescuing a baby girl found wandering alone on the streets of Milwaukee's South Side. The entire episode captured on camera. Milwaukee County Transit System officials say just before 8 a.m., this was on December 22nd. I don't know why this story is all popping out here, but spotted a toddler wandering alone on a freeway overpass. The child was barefoot, wearing just a onesie and a diaper.
Wow.
Let's see. The bus driver stopped the bus, ran across the street, and picked up the baby girl. Oh, my God, I was so upset, the driver said. The baby was scared and crying. Aww. The baby girl was unharmed. The bus driver called authorities, and the child fell asleep in her arms as authorities arrived on the scene. I couldn't believe that somebody had left the child on the street. They talked to the baby's father. He said he believes his wife, who has mental illness, took the baby to church just across the freeway and then forgot about it.
Oh,
damn.
But all is well.
All right.
All is well.
Sports, weather, traffic.
I thought you might have this, Bill. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, yeah, I saw the story.
Is submitting DNA for that Vegas rape case and is cooperating with cops. He's said, but I think Cristiano is wealthy enough that he could pay somebody to, hey, can I borrow some of your DNA to send to the cops? No, they collect it and they make sure they're the ones that getting it from the right person. But this is due to a woman who claims he sexually assaulted her in his hotel room back in 2009. And this isn't the first time he's been accused of this either. So that trial is going on. The Jazz are home tonight. I believe it's the Lakers that will be here playing them at Vivint. And that game is at 8 o'clock tonight. That's sports. Weather, it's still it's soupy outside. Will probably be foggy and or just hazy most of the day. Highs around 38. Traffic, like I said, your wife, Bill, was stuck on State Street, 4th South. There was a light at the intersection of 4th South and State, making traffic down to one lane so they can direct people around that. Dense fog on the Mountain View corridor from 62nd South past 90th South. Some slowage northbound I-15 at the 45th South exit. A couple of friends of the program letting us know about that. It's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah. 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Yeah, I dropped your fish off at the pool. A local man has been arrested. Local meaning Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
There he is.
Because he got revenge on his girlfriend.
How did he do that?
Well, the girl gave her ex-boyfriend, along with some of his friends, permission to stay in her dorm room for an NCAA football game in October. When she returned the next day, she allowed the then 18-year-old Maxwell Tiffin into her room to retrieve belongings before he told her, "Check your fish tank," and ran out of the room. The girl told officials the fish she had was gone. And then she later received a text from Mr. Taffin's phone that said, "I found your fish." And there were pictures of his feces in a toilet.
Ew, God.
He later admitted to
What's wrong with
police
people?
that he had eaten the fish.
What is wrong with people?
He said, "I did it because she dumped me and I wanted revenge."
And okay, so
Hey.
so you do that and you want revenge. What do you think is going to? Do you think she's going to change her mind about wanting to be with you?
No, he just wanted to make her feel bad. I dropped your fish off at the pool.
I just sometimes wonder what people think the outcome is going to. I'm going to do this thing.
No,
and
he just wanted to make her feel bad. No, he didn't want to get her back or anything. He just wanted to make her feel bad. He was just being a jerk.
Success.
Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. So the truth is, the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord, not the Russians. James Dobson, founder of Focus on the Family, asking Christians to fast for Trump so that he will not be impeached because, the Lord was involved in the election of Donald Trump. So if we fast and pray, the Lord will protect him from impeachment. And boner candidate number 2, nothing on you, huh? Well, what is that hanging out of your butt, my good man? It's a Nashville inmate. They were doing a search of the inmates in the jail there, and they said, "We think you got some contraband here hiding." "No, I don't have anything on me." He had a baggie hanging out of his butt cheeks. And boner candidate number 3, I dropped your fish off at the pool.
All right, you've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get the chance to become boner of the day? If it wins here, it'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed that. Pay attention next time, all right? But right now, you've got to pick your champion for round 2. We will send him or her to boner fight. At 9:20 this morning is when boner of the day is decided. So pick your champion now, 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message is that single digit. The computer counts it, just like that. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Cynthia is taking your votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com online and vote. Look for the box that says Boner Voting January 11 and vote there. You've only got 300 seconds to do it, so let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X96.
CART. Spell it with me now. C-A-R-T. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our 2 Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Come join the boys now as they drive the highways and byways of our great city, Salt Lake. LeGrand is driving. His friend LeVar is an unwilling passenger. Again, the Utah word is CART. listen, Mr. Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr., I appreciate you driving me to my appointment and all, but you're scaring me to death with the way you're handling this automobile. I think we may die before we get there.
I've been driving this Reliant K car without so much as a fender bender for 8 years now, Lamore. I don't think you have no room to talk about how I drive.
Watch out where you're going, you flipping fool!
There, you see, LeGrand, that's just what I mean right there. You cut in front of that guy there, almost rammed into him, and then you honk and yell. It was your fault.
The gall-danged mother flipper saw me signal and just wouldn't move out in the way. He should have moved out in the way.
Look, why don't you just pull over and let me behind the wheel of the K before you give us both ulcers?
Because you haven't a driver's license at this particular junction of time and space. You cannot legally drive. That's why we're driving to the traffic cart, to meet your liar. I have my doubts whether you will get it back, though. You run over a person in a pedestrian crosswalk. Well, the cart isn't going to look on that very favorably.
First off, I didn't run over nobody. I just knocked the guy down. Hell, he jumped right back up, started yelling bloody murder at me, and then it was me that was the one who calmed him down and helped him find most of his teeth. And second off, I fired my liar. He said the best he could do is keep me out of the state pen and in the county lock. He weren't no help at all. So I will represent myself in court.
Well, you know what they say, LeVar. A man who serves as his own liar in court has a dipstick for a client.
Oh, come on now. Whoever said that?
Smartest liar ever.
Who, F.G. Bailey? Or that Melvin Belly? Maybe it was that Lehigh McKenzie from L.A. Law.
Nope. The smartest liar ever was Perry Mason. Never lost a case in court.
He was good. Hey, do you ever look at his secretary, that Deli Street, and have impure thoughts?
Yeah, when I was a kid. When I confessed to my church leaders, I was afraid they'd haul me into the bishop's cart.
On X96, Radio from Hell.
8:46, time to award round 2 of your boner.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by Poutine.
And go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
So, boner candidate number 1. So the truth is, the Trump campaign is apparently colluding with the Lord all along, not the Russians, the Lord. That's the founder of the Focus on the Family, James Dobson. He's asking Christians to fast and pray for Trump to not be impeached. And the Lord will listen because the Lord was involved in getting Trump elected. He was right there with him in the campaign, apparently, colluding with the Trump election campaign. And then there was boner candidate number 2. Nothing on you, huh? Well, what's that hanging out of your butt, my good man? The prison inmates in Nashville, and they're doing a search of the cells to see if there's contraband. And this one inmate says, "No, I don't have anything on me," when clearly there's a baggie hanging from his bottom, and it did have fentanyl in it. And boner candidate number 2, I dropped your fish off at the pool. Say, man eating his ex-girlfriend's fish in a revengeful act and then sending her a photo of the fish's remains in a toilet. Well, Jason won a boner T-shirt, and it was a fight between number 1 and number 3, with the winner being number 1.
Yep.
James Dobson. Yes, the truth is the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord all along, not the Russians.
More than eating the fish?
More than that.
Yeah.
That's our
about eating
I
the
know
fish.
our audience. I know them. All right, so there's your winner of round 2. It now goes forward to Boner Fight, and possibly might be Boner of the Day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. That all happens at 9:20. That's when you'll decide Boner of the Day, and then Dave Mattson will come in after that, Dave the Flower Guy, and decide Boner of the Week for you. He will do it for you.
So do you... I always feel bad about this, and I don't think I ever really... I don't do it much, and that's sending food back at a restaurant. I don't want to mention any restaurant in particular, but we were having dinner last night, and my son had ordered fish and chips, and we were eating.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, and my food was great, and I was eating, and he was eating, and he went, "Oh man, this fish is rubbery." And I took a bite of his fish. On it doesn't seem quite right, but I don't even know if I would have.
Did you think about sending it back, or did you just?
Well, he did.
He sent it back.
He said. And then I looked at it. It was kind of overcooked. I mean, it was too fried. But I don't know if that was the problem. I really don't know why it was, but it was rubbery.
So did you send it back?
Yeah, he did. He sent it back.
And what did they say?
They were absolutely fine. I mean, they handled it very well. They just said, the waiter came back and he said, "I'm sorry, is it?" And he said, "It's kind of rubbery." And the waiter said, "No problem. What would you like?" Just immediately.
Yeah.
That's no problem. He didn't question it or anything. He just said, "No problem. What else would you like?"
I mean, I think when the waiter comes back to the table and asks, "Is everything all right?" I think they want to know is there's something.
I just feel weird doing it though. I
don't ever call over a waiter, but like if they say I don't know I ask for my steak to be cooked a certain way, and oftentimes with steak in particular, they'll come back and specifically ask, "Is the steak cooked to your preference?"
Well, let's be honest here. You say, "I want my steak burned."
No, I don't want it.
Oh, that's right. You say, "I need my steak extremely well
No.
done."
Must be cleansed.
I get it. I get my steak preference is medium plus.
Medium plus.
Is that a thing now?
That's a thing?
It's between medium and medium. I don't want a medium well. I keep moving down the.
Yeah.
I used to be well, and then it was medium well, and now I'm.
Do they know what that is?
Yes.
Medium plus?
Yes.
Okay.
Medium plus.
So
if they come to and like I said, with steak, oftentimes they will specifically ask, "Is your?"
So if it's too red, will you send
I'll
it
say,
back?
"Would you mind throwing it on for a minute?" And they'll say, "Sure." But there have also been other times when something's not good, but I'll just suck it up.
Why
and eat
do you
it.
suck it up? Why? I mean, I don't know. I usually kind of feel bad about it and don't say anything.
Sometimes it's as simple as a time thing. You know, you're going to a movie or something. I don't have time for them to make.
Maybe it
something
depends. Does it depend sometime on what kind of a restaurant it is? If it's not really a very expensive restaurant.
If it's not an expensive or great restaurant, then I don't bother because it's just like, that's
whatever.
It's kind of to be expected.
You get
because
what you
you're
pay
there.
for, yeah.
But I'll be honest, the last time I went to brunch, and it's a place that we like, it was very crowded, and I don't think that they were prepared.
For how crowded?
It was over the holidays. And it took forever to get our order, which is bad enough because we had kids at the table. My friends brought their kids. But we got the food, and it was not hot nor cold. It was room temperature. Should have sent it back, but it took so long to get it.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, no.
I'd like to hear from restaurant workers.
Yeah, we should do that. Let's
I'd like to know
remember
what
do
they
that.
do. You want to know, or do you hate when people complain?
My wife's thought is when they ask, they really want to know.
Because you might not go back to that restaurant if you think, oh, remember last time we went there, the food was cold, or.
Now, a lot of times the reason that we stop going to restaurants is not the waitstaff's fault. It's because the food is not good, or it's too salty, or whatever.
That's the biggest sin.
That's when I stop going.
The biggest sin I find in like fine dining is often that it's over salted.
And that can't be undone. They have to recook it.
It's some over eager final sous chef. That's when it finally it's just before it leaves the kitchen to come to your table. Some chef go, okay, and then boom, I'll throw a thing of salt on it because that's what you're supposed to do, and it comes and it's too salty. And my wife will say, well, they want to know. Or you'll eat it and it's not quite right, but you'll eat it anyway. And then they ask you, well, how was it? And you say, it wasn't up to what.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite up to what you normally do. And actually, I think maybe I don't like to say that, but my wife says they really want to know that. And well, I ate it, but it's not quite as good as it usually is.
We need to do an X-Poll exclusively for restaurant workers.
Yeah.
And talk about things like it, and it'll be us asking them questions.
Because there's a little bit of me that's nervous to send it back because I'm worried they're going to take it back and do something to it because they're mad that I complained. Oh yeah, you think it was bad now?
Yeah. Here's what I'll do to it.
I mean,
that was your fear for the longest time.
Yeah. A friend of the program says accident 47th South near 32nd West. Both westbound lanes are closed. Westbound traffic is being diverted to the center turn lane. Thank you for sending that in to 33986. We've got a crash northbound I-15, 45th South in Murray. That was an earlier crash. Looks like it's clearing up just a little bit. We were in the red and now we're in the yellow, so things seem to be moving a little bit better. It's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah. 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
All right, coming up in the next hour, boner fights. You're going to decide who boner of the day is. Stand by.
Park City in January is all about A-list celebrities, exclusive parties, and zero access to 99% of the Utah population.
My little daughter, who is 4, she takes amusement in her father's flatulence. You know,
is this a daily occurrence?
Oh God, yes. You know, and I use the dumb old dad jokes of, you know, it's a farting or it's a barking spider.
Barking spider.
And she'll always go, "It's not a barking spider, Dad. That's a foding spider."
My dad always said it was a buck snort.
Buck. Oh, or, you know, or sometimes I'll say that bear's been following us around, or did somebody step on a duck? Yeah. Is the other one.
Hear that? Buck snort.
Yeah. So she likes the duck one too. But she also is occasionally flatulent. And I was lying on her bed with her, reading her a story, as I do fairly often, before she went to bed, and she just ripped.
She ripped a good one, huh?
Just ripped one.
Daddy's little girl.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
so
said,
like us. I learned it from watching you.
I said, honey, that was.
Did you high five her?
High five.
That was a loud one. And she said, it sounded like a door closing.
She means like the creak of the door.
And I said it did kind of, and she said, a door with rusty hinges. Ouch! I just thought that
she's creative.
I thought that was the best.
You know, our children are learning from you.
So now it's just, you know, hey, did somebody close a door with rusty hinges?
Somebody oil those hinges.
I know. I just thought that was the best. A door.
Get some 3-in-1 oil on those hinges.
So that was it. It's just one of those. Kids say the darndest things.
Sure do.
on X96. Follow us on Twitter at Radio from Hell.
And now it's time for another potty break dedication.
Candy sent this into radiofromhell at x96.com. She put dedication in the subject line, and here's what Candy has to say. I'd like to dedicate a song to Steve.
Steve?
I saw Steve in my previous job. When I saw him, I was infatuated with him at first sight. I kept peering over my cubicle like a 13-year-old because I couldn't believe how beautiful he was.
Oh, God, this is a harassment dedication.
I started flirting with him.
Oh,
I thought he was flirting with me.
All HR.
I eventually asked him out and found out not only was he in a relationship, but liked men.
Oh.
I was so embarrassed over that I overestimated his attentions.
So it is Adam and Steve. Okay.
And I completely avoided him after that, going as far as to change my schedule. I felt like such an ass. Steve, if you're listening, I truly hope you're happy with your significant other and that he treats you right. Don't underestimate yourself. I'm sorry for the way I acted, Candy.
So, did Candy request a song?
No, because Carrie.
Because I picked the songs.
Steve, hope you and your very, very lucky significant other are having fun and
banging a gong.
Bang a gong, Steve.
You and Adam. All right, so why are we really playing this song?
Well, because it's the drummer for T-Rex's birthday today.
And T-Rex had the original version of Bang a Gong, but we found this one from the Power Station, which features a Duran Duran,
John and Andy, and
John
of course Robert Palmer.
Robert Palmer, their supergroup Power Station.
Well, you'll have to excuse me because I have to use the bathroom.
What everyone is learning, Richie and Hollywood Tim, is that they're saying Bang a Gong. They didn't know that the song was called Get It On, Bang a Gong.
How do you not know that?
They thought it was just Get It On.
Get it on, get it on.
Get It On.
Get it on, get it on.
Bang a gong, get it on.
All right. Let's see. We do have Boner Fight coming up. Reasonable amount of news before that. Stand by. But Gina
Yes.
is taking a day.
So my daughter, for her birthday, I promised her a trip to California to see Aunt Nan. So it's mom-daughter trip to California.
It's a very small amusement park in California. It's called Aunt Nan.
And so she has Martin Luther King Day off. So I thought, that'll be a good time to go. We can.
So you'll miss a Monday. Is it a Monday?
Yeah. So not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that.
We're looking to have a female replacement for Gina, and we thought perhaps we would have our intern Cynthia fill in for Gina, and we asked if she'd like to do that, and she foolishly said yes. Did you think about it at all, or did you immediately say yes, Cynthia?
When Richie called me, I didn't quite hear him at first. He said, "Will you fill in for?" And I was like, "Oh, it's probably an intern." And then he said it again, "Will you fill in for Gina?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." I did not expect that, but I'm excited for it. I'm very nervous because I have a lot to live up to.
Oh, no. You'll be great.
Well, now you've observed here, Gina, and all of us doing the show for how long have you been working with the show?
Since late April.
A
so
while,
you do the math.
No, not quite a year.
Not quite a year, but something like 8 months.
So do you feel that you've picked up enough to kind of know what Gina does?
I would hope so. Most of the time, I'm paying attention.
The answer to it would be not much.
But you prepare like the sponsorships that I read. You're the one that hands that to me in the morning. So so someone will hand that to you.
Will they?
I don't know.
Or will she prepare it and hand it to herself?
I don't know.
That'd probably be it.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I'm mostly worried about saying something stupid because most of my charm comes from my in-person personality, but over radio, I have no idea how that's going to translate.
Well, see, you just have to be yourself.
Yeah.
You say most of your charm comes from your in-person person?
I mean, face-to-face.
Face-to-face.
Yeah, I mean,
communication.
so you feel that you do have charm.
Of course.
So that's you
then just be
get
yourself.
points right there. Then
I mean, I don't know. I thought of maybe using you as a fill-in person, and I don't really know you very well, but you seemed to be, when you came in and did some little fill-in videos for Dylan, and I thought, she's really kind of charming and perky.
I think you were greatly mistaken.
See now there.
That's perfect.
That's
perfect.
You have
do that.
That's good. That
Just
was
self-deprecating humor the entire time.
Usually.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Can you take a punch?
He doesn't mean an actual
and I can
punch.
give one too.
Okay. See, that's good. And can you go ahead and keep going when Gina interrupts you like she just did? See, I gave you the opportunity to respond, but she talked over you like she does all the time.
If she's filling in for me, she has to learn how to talk over people to get a word in. So you're going to have to do that.
As a woman, I think I can. I've practiced that a lot.
There you go. Good girl.
And again, another good response.
Good girl. You're going to do just fine.
Apparently, I'm killing it right now.
You're doing okay. So I wouldn't say killing it, but you're doing okay. So we'll get together with you and kind of go over some things with you. But we're happy to have you and let you fill in for Gina. And
well, thanks for giving me the opportunity. I'm excited for next Monday.
So all I would say is pay attention to what happens to you during the weekend before you come in here on Monday, and have some story of something you did or saw.
Oh, I don't know if I can share those on the radio.
Well, you have to find something
Okay.
you can say.
All right.
Here's.
Or
My
even-
parents might be listening. I don't know.
Well, even if they're deeply personal things, you have to find a way to tell them that you can reveal them without revealing too much.
Okay, that is good advice.
21st. Not next.
Not
this coming Monday,
the
but the one
Monday
after that on the 21st. All right.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Good
All
luck.
right.
We will take a break. We got boner fights coming up. Stand by for that. All on the way. Got to tell you about UCAIR. UCAIR.
The AIR, of course, being the air that we breathe.
UCAIR, the experts at the Division of Air Quality, tell us that when the inversion is in place, air pollution doubles every day. So if we have several days of inversion,
And that happens all the time.
man, it gets worse. It doubles and then doubles again, and you can see, if you know math at all, that that's horrible. So the good news is that there are some easy things that you can do to help improve air quality. Don't idle your car, carpool, skip the trip, bike or walk, all those kinds of things. And there are many, many other things that you can do to help improve air quality just as an individual.
Trip chain.
Mm-hmm. So go to their website and look at those, look at some of those things, and I think you'll find that there are things you can do that are easy and helpful. So go to ucair.org. That's UCAIR.org.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people.
6:21. We do have Boner Fight coming up here in about 5 minutes. But before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Lease a 2018 Honda Civic LX CVT from Stockton 12 Honda for just $5 a day. Honda Civics just $5 a day only at Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall.
Well, there was the docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And in the wake of that, his daughter, Buku Abi, has said of her father, he's a monster.
Oh, so no love lost there.
In an Instagram story, Buku Abi, the stage name of Joanne Lee Kelly, explained that devastated is an understatement for what she's going through, and while she's remained silent, that silence is not out of any loyalty to her father, but instead an aversion to dealing with personal issues or personal life experience through social media. She goes on to explain that she, her mother, and her siblings haven't seen or spoken to Kelly for years because they're well aware of the dangers of proximity to him. The same monster you're all confronting me about is my father. I'm well aware of who he is. I grew up in that house. Another point that Buku Abi stresses is that it's not productive to harass survivors to tell their stories or publicly confront their abusers. That damaging pressure can serve to further silence those who might already be wary of speaking.
Yep,
true.
As it does not help my family in our healing process, it does, nor does it allow a safe space for other victims who are scared to speak up.
True.
This week, Georgia authorities announced that they have opened an investigation around the allegations made in the documentary, and radio stations have issued R. Kelly bans. Apparently not here, though.
Most of ours is gone. This is about the only song that's left in the system that I can see.
Can you just delete that now? Do you have the power to do that?
I could. But, you know, people get fired left and right around here for making mistakes like that, so I would be careful not to do that.
Lady Gaga is the latest in a string of celebrities to apologize for working with him, although I saw something today that said, I can't remember the name of that song now, Use My Body or something like that, that she did with him. She said, I should point out, I wrote that song not with him in mind at all. I wrote that before, and then he came on board at some point.
Somebody said, hey, we got this, and like, oh, let's try that. And
yeah, he came on board after I wrote the song. Somebody said, why don't we bring R. Kelly in on that? And I said, who? Well, okay, whatever. Let's try that. So anyway.
He needs to just go away.
Yes.
A driver is going to face a DUI charge after he was thrown from his pickup truck in a rollover crash and then fled the scene on foot. Remember, we had a story earlier in the week. Was a boner candidate. The guy in, I don't know, Wisconsin or something, who said, I was too drunk to run away. He'd rolled his car, and the cops came, and he said, I tried to run away, but I was too drunk. Well, this is a case in Salt Lake City. This person was not too drunk. They fled the scene on foot. The crash occurred 7 p.m. yesterday on 201 near the junction with I-215. The reason for the vehicle losing control and rolling is under investigation, said UHP Trooper Dave Hull. We were able to locate the individual taken into custody on Redwood Road, currently being investigated as a crash that was caused by impairment. Witnesses said the driver was ejected from the vehicle during the rollover. Very lucky. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he was restrained. And in this case, he seems to be fortunate, going to be evaluated by medical personnel. But apparently he was thrown from the vehicle as it rolled and was not injured sufficiently enough that he couldn't get up and run from the scene of the crime, but the cops got him. Here's some good news.
I need that.
After losing a lawsuit over Christian prayer at the start of meetings, Rowan County commissioners in North Carolina will have to pay the American Civil Liberties Union $285,000 to cover legal fees. The ACLU represented Rowan County residents Nan Lund and Leisha Montag Siegel and Robert Volkler in their lawsuit targeting the commissioner's prayer practices that spanned 2007 to 2013.
Can I just stop you there? Anytime this sort of thing comes up, nobody can stop you from praying. You can pray anytime you want.
I'm praying right now.
This is my point.
Right this minute.
All day long you can do it. Amen. You can be sitting in every public meeting. You can be at work.
Wait, hold it. I just started praying again.
Yeah. Whenever
God,
this comes up, like, no, we have to start this with a prayer, or we have to have prayer here or prayer there. Nobody can stop you from praying. Go ahead and pray everywhere.
Last year, the Supreme Court refused to hear an appeal offered by the commissioners that challenged an earlier decision by the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals that said their prayer practices were a violation of the separation between church and state. The commissioners were sued in 2013. They just said the only kind of prayers we're going to have are Christian prayers.
You can't do that.
No.
I have a high school education from Nebo School District, and I know you can't do that.
Wait, I'm praying again. Hang on. Hang on. Amen. Okay, I'm done.
Nobody can stop you.
I know. They're trying. They're trying.
No, really, they're not.
No.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
Here we go.
All right.
This is the winner from round one in the 7 o'clock hour. The title is, Why is Believing in the Supremacy of the White Race Racist? Well, Steve King, Representative Steve King of Iowa, if you have to ask.
Yeah, look at the word supreme.
That means you're a racist, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm sorry, you're a racist.
Yes.
And that's going up against the winner from round two. So the truth is, the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord, as it turns out, not with the Russians. James Dobson, founder of Focus on the Family, asking Christians to fast and pray for Donald Trump to not be impeached. And the Lord will heed, because, the Lord was involved in getting Donald Trump elected.
Does he think the Lord is Vladimir Putin?
I think so.
All right.
That's number two.
You've got to decide of these two candidates, which one is the worst. Should be easy for you. You decide which one of these two is boner of the day right now, 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need, is that single digit in the message, 1 or 2. Text it to 33986. Or you can call, use your voice. Cynthia taking votes in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, January 11, 2019, and vote there. Okay, it's Boner of the Day. Let's go. You've got less than 300 seconds. Boom.
Start.
God. Spell it with me now. G-O-D. Like you wouldn't know that already. Anyway, we'll use the word God in a bit of conversation between our two Utah buddies, LeVar and LeGrand. The boys are at Lagoon attending LeGrand Ardunn's family reunion. Again, the word is God.
Glad you could come to Lagoon for my family reunion, LeVar.
Well, it's nice of you to invite me, LeGrand. I don't have no family of my own. Come to think of it, I don't have a last name. The Dunn clan sure is numerous, though.
Well, it's fine old polygamous stock, LeVar.
Your granddad had more than one wife?
10. That ain't nothing. My actual dad, he had 3 wives, too.
Well, how come you never had more than one wife?
Well, I tried, believe me, I tried. I wanted to marry more girls than Midge, but I just couldn't seem to interest none of them. Besides, Midge said she wasn't really for it. Said there wasn't enough man in me to go around, whatever that means.
Hey, listen, which ride you want to go on before the kids find us again?
Well, let's go on the Sky Ride from the north end of the park so as we can look down to Bountiful. I want to see if I can see the new temple up on the hill there.
You can see it for a long ways. I was driving down from Ogden, up there cruising for stuff at the DI. You know, that's a really good DI up there. Anywho, you can see that Bountiful temple from Cherry Hill on the old highway, but then you lose sight of it when you drop down here by Lagoon.
Well, I've actually drove up to it.
Drove around that temple and such.
And how'd you get there?
Just drove down I-15 and then got off at the Bountiful exit and then headed east.
Just got off at the main Bountiful exit, huh?
Yep. Hey, you know what I need right now?
What's that?
Need me a slush puppy. It's god-awful hot out of here all of a sudden.
Sure has. And nothing will cool you off like a slush puppy.
They got all the flavors?
Yep, they got the blue, the red flavor, the...
Tonight on Channel 8, join us for Mysteries of Science.
Our scientific staff explore unanswered questions that have boggled the minds of the scientific community for years.
Hello, we're the new Mysteries of Science hosts, radio's Carrie and Bill. Help us explore the scientific worlds of the unknown.
Tonight, we answer the age-old question. How long can a grasshopper live when its head is placed under the focused beam of a high-power magnifying glass?
Use the tweezers to hold him still.
Ow, ow, you're burning my finger. Focus the beam on his head.
The sun, life giver.
Ah, there he goes.
And life taker.
Also tonight on Mysteries of Science, we see just how much damage a firecracker will do to, again, a grasshopper, when it's taped to the insect's body.
Will you hold the damn thing still while I light the fuse?
Ow, my fingers!
Don't miss Mysteries of Science. It's TV worth giving a look-see to. Tonight, right after The Brown Nun on Channel 8.
All right, it's 9:36, time to award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you in part by a meatloaf sandwich and some poutine.
And Larry H. Miller Used Cars. They have over 1,000 used vehicles in inventory with 6 locations: Orem, Sandy, Murray, Ogden, 90th South, plus trucks and imports located in Sandy or LHMusedcars.com.
Well. Boner candidate number one. Why is believing in the supremacy of the white race racist? That's what Iowa Representative 9 times elected to the Congress.
Just every time they learn more about him, they still vote for him.
It was close this last time.
Yeah.
But Steve King from Iowa, and he wants to know. Listen, just look around you.
Yeah.
Isn't it true? Here we are in this country. Look around you. Who is the dominant race? White people. We reign supreme.
Well, that's racist.
It's a fact. It's not right. How can it be racist if it's a fact? That's what he wants to know.
He once referred to himself as David Duke without the baggage. Yeah.
That's not hiding it at all.
No. He hasn't really hid it. He's never copped to it, but he's never hid it.
He's not hidden it at all.
Yeah.
And then there's boner candidate number 2. So the truth is, the Trump campaign has apparently been colluding with the Lord and not the Russians at all, or else James Dobson, founder of Focus on the Family, thinks that Vladimir Putin is God, or I don't know, but he's asking Christians to fast and pray, and if they do that, Donald Trump will not be impeached.
I don't think it works that way.
Again,
aren't there a lot of people in the world, if you believe fasting and praying helps make things happen, aren't there a lot of sick people in the world, people in pain, people that are
they need to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps.
Hungry, people that you could be that
we have
that magic could be working toward.
We have our priorities. Let's see. Robert won a boner T-shirt, and the winner, boner candidate number 2, James Dobson, founder of Focus on the Family.
All right. There you go. That's Boner of the Day for January 11, 2019. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will be decided by Dave the Flower Guy in our next break. All right.
Apparently Ministry does a Bang-A-Gong.
Version of Bang-A-Gong, yeah. That's what I understand.
This just in, Dylan?
This just in,
I just had
Dylan?
a question.
Yes. Well, perhaps we'll have an answer. Why don't you ask?
So I was reading this news story, and I wanted to alert parents about this.
I'm a parent.
Officials in the Ogden School District are warning parents of a challenge students are participating in. It's called the Momo Challenge. It's a form of cyberbullying, and it's going on around the whole world. It's like a social media account called Momo, and it sends friend requests to kids. And then when they accept, they send messages daring them to
join the Mormon Church.
No, it has nothing to do with the Mormons. If it was, Richie would be in here. But it sends them messages like telling them to do dangerous things, commit crimes. And then if the kid refuses, the account threatens them, says, "I'm going to come after you." And
Police warn, here it is.
It's been going on for a long time. Ogden School District, apparently it's a big enough deal that Ogden School District has sent out letters to all of the students, to all the parents.
They've talked about it on Inside Edition.
It's been going. It's a big national thing. I guess locally they've had a rash of.
School officials across the United States are sending warnings to parents amid reports that a dangerous social media game called Momo Challenge has surfaced.
Yeah. So they're saying, Gina, go, ask your kids about it.
Okay.
But if you see your child using this, they want you to report it through the Safe Utah app.
Oh, that's a good thing to have it. You can do all kinds of good things with that Safe Utah app.
12-year-old girl in Argentina reportedly took her life as a result of it. As part of the game, children and young adults are contacted by Momo and asked to participate in a series of tasks, sometimes escalating to violence and self-harm, including suicide.
Oh, okay.
Participants are also reportedly asked to provide a photo proof of their acts. 2 deaths in Colombia are also linked to the game, which can be found on social media apps, according to the Daily Mail.
Because what do they say will happen if you don't do it?
That doesn't have any specifics, but it says it makes threats against the kids. So I guess it says, I know where you live.
My son was told by another student if he did not commit suicide, Momo would come to his house. So apparently Momo is an entity of some sort. Would come to his house at 3 a.m. and stab him in the face. My son refuses to sleep alone in his room because he's traumatized by this. He is 6, He still believes in Santa, for God's sake. A school in Corpus Christi also asked parents to monitor their children online.
I guess it sends text to your phones, and that's how you...
Game is believed to be a way for people to hack accounts and is psychologically manipulative toward kids and teens.
Or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, it follows you, and if you follow it or friend it back, then it can directly communicate with you, and that's when it kind of sinks its teeth into you. So if this is something your kids have heard of and if they are friends with this, Safe Utah app, you report it to the state. They're trying to really crack down on this.
Because maybe they can...
There's a picture of what this Momo is supposed to look like. This kind of icky-looking creature.
It's like a Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas Beetlejuice-looking creature.
Ugh.
Yeah, here's the Utah School District's warning parents of Momo challenge.
Oh.
So it's at first I was going to say, oh, come on, this is a Snopes thing, right? This is not real.
It's for real.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's for
Now,
real.
this is all very helpful and interesting, Dylan, but I have a bigger question.
Okay.
Where's the Nutter Butter cereal, Dylan?
Next week. I will.
Week. Okay.
I haven't gone to the store very much this week, so I just haven't been to get it. But and Richie has some Oreos we can try sometime next week. They're just regular Oreos. I think just the packaging has changed, right? Anyway.
We love Oreos. Oh, they're the ones with the messages on them. Is the cream flavored differently, or is it just? Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be like coffee.
Is it chalky like the hearts? I hope it's chalky.
Yeah.
You want it chalky?
I want it.
You're hoping for chalky?
I want it to evoke that chalky heart. Hey, you feeling.
So I'll turn in my homework that your wife assigned me on Twitter.
Oh yes.
To bring in the Nutter Butters breakfast cereal, and we will taste that next week. If you tweet at us, if you know where I can buy it, if it's at a store near you.
You've spotted it somewhere.
Yeah, there's a Nutter Butter cereal out there. Let Dylan know where it is. Where should they send that to?
You can tweet at me or tweet at Radio from Hell. I check that too.
Okay.
Let me know where it is.
Thank you very much.
Just to go quickly back to the Momo challenge, I'm watching a report on TV on a Philadelphia news station, and they're showing the Momo face, this demonic-looking face, and the local TV news station is making the face go,
they're vibrating.
They're vibrating it to make it more menacing.
More menacing
when they show it.
This will really frighten the old people.
Yeah.
They'll have to tune in now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. All right, let's see. We got to take a break. We'll have Boner of the Week after these coming up. RandLife.com.
Offering you a free appraisal of your home to see if you have equity in it.
It's like $400 value.
That's a deal, yeah.
And apparently, you probably do have equity in your home if you've owned it for a year or more.
Yes.
Because appraised values are up. Rand Life helped a client recently save $700 a month by paying off high-interest credit cards, consolidated all of his family's expenditures into one low fixed interest rate. You can use this kind of money to pay off high-interest debts or pay off Christmas maybe, take a vacation, remodel maybe. Maybe even you have enough equity to buy a second piece of property. And that's how people become millionaires, by buying more.
And then you rent that out.
Yeah.
And
so check out, call Rand Life at 801-478-4500. Ask to speak to a debt consolidation specialist. If it looks like a good fit, they'll pay up to $400 to have your home appraised. Maybe you have enough equity in your current home that you can even buy another piece of property, pay off your debts, whatever. Put the money that's in your home to good use. Again, it's 801-478-4500 or go to their website, randlife.com.
X96.
Well, thanks, Ben. Today's word is krenz. Spell it with me now. K-R-E-N-Z, krenz. And now we'll use it in some dialogue starring as LeVar and LeGrand, our two lovable Utah boys. Let's join them now as they eat burgers and watch kids playing at the McDonald's Playland. Again, the word is krenz.
Sure is fun to watch them little ones in the ball crawl, ain't it, LeVar?
Sure is. Makes me wish I was a little tyke once again. We didn't have no ball crawls when I was a spud.
Oh, I know. Best we could do was use the rolled up socks from our sock drawer. Used to throw them in a kiddie pool and then crawl around in them.
I remember.
How's your burger?
Well, pretty good. How about your chicken noogies?
Oh, tasty.
Pretty smart way you figured out we could get these Happy Meals.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like us adults to order them for ourselves.
Damn betcha. Just tell them that your kids have gone over to the playland and you're ordering up for them. You know, them high school kids that work behind the counter don't give no rat's butt about it anyhow. They just serve them up.
You know, I think this is the best deal, too, 'cause the Happy Meals always got surprise in them. A couple of months ago, I got a Catwoman core in mine.
Yeah, I was trying to collect all them Jurassic Park Happy Meal stuff. I didn't get the sick Triceratops, and I missed the Alan Grant figurine, too. That was when I was in court on that DUI.
I told you to quit drinking. Oh, hey, looky here in my Happy Meal. It's a McDonald's Land coloring book devoted to the adventures of Mayor McCheese. Ooh, boy, this coloring book even comes with a little box of crayons.
Oh, this is a box of crayons? I thought these was candies. Crap, I've been eating crayons. You know what, they ain't too bad. Hey, can I die from eating these crayons?
Well, in USA Today, there was a story the other day about how some crayons made in China is full of lead or some kind of radioactive material. I don't remember which. But if it's lead, I know that can cause brain damage.
Well, I hope there ain't no lead in these crayons. I hope they got some radioactive stuff in them instead. Then maybe I won't have to have this tumor operated on. Hey, you gonna eat your crayons?
Help yourself.
Now, before we get to Boner of the Week,
Yes.
Atropos sent me this, and he sent it to you as well.
Yes.
I guess there was a bet that you guys had many years ago about whether Jim Matheson would run for Orrin's seat, and whether
Just
he would win.
Run for state office.
Run for state office?
Yeah.
Because apparently the bet, according to Atropos, the bet officially begins when Jim Matheson announces running for a statewide Utah political office, Attorney General, Governor, U.S. Senator.
Which
has he done that?
No.
He has not. If Jim Matheson wins the election, Atropos will donate $500 to the road home because he was convinced that he would either not do it or not win, and officially and publicly acknowledge that Gina was right. If he loses the election, Gina would donate $500 to the road home and officially and publicly acknowledge that Gina was wrong. I propose putting a time limit on the wager of 2018, Hatch's next re-election date. If Jim Matheson is not run by the 2018 general election, the wager is declared moot. So I guess you guys had a bet
that if he ran, he would win.
That if he ran,
But he
would
didn't.
win, but he did not.
No, so there's no bet.
So is the bet's off?
The bet is off. Apparently this bet was made many years ago.
I vaguely remember.
5 or 6 years ago at least.
I am kind of surprised he never ran for.
What is he doing?
I don't know. We haven't heard from Jim Matheson in a long time.
He was
nary a peep.
Yeah, he was beloved by many people here in the state.
That's why I was hopeful that he would step down from Congress and do something else.
I'm not sure he was beloved. I think he had a hard time.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a pretty hard time winning that last election.
No, but Bill, they gerrymandered his district 3 times.
Yep.
And he, no matter what so how can you say he was not beloved? No matter what they did to try to get him out of office, he got elected every time. That's beloved. I don't know how much more beloved you can be.
He had a very difficult time.
But he won.
Yes, but not easily. Not easily.
Well, no, because they gerrymandered the living hell out of his district.
They adjusted it 3 times to try to put it in somebody else's favor, and he still managed to win.
And I think it was because it was so hard to do. I think he just said,
Well, he said that it's obviously the deck is stacked against me, so screw you.
Yeah. I think it's just too hard. It's
it was
too hard to be a Democrat in the state.
It was made too hard to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
I don't think it had anything to do with him not being beloved.
Yeah. I think you should take back the beloved comment.
No, I won't.
I think, if anything, it shows that he was, in fact, beloved because he kept winning, even with all those odds against him.
I will stand by my earlier statement. If he decided to run for some other office in the state, I think he would win.
We'll find out where he is. Let's do Boner of the Week and get out of here. Dave.
Hello.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, you're saying it's your birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday,
So are you ready?
Ready for what?
Well, I mean, for after the show. After the show, of course, we'll go out here into the cantina, and you have to. I'll sit down, and you have to go get over my knee, and then I have to spank you 60 times. 60 times.
No.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
Birthday spankings.
I'm not doing that.
I'm sorry, it's tradition.
You have to.
You did it last year.
No, I didn't.
I spanked you until my hand hurt. 59 spankings.
No, I didn't.
All right.
All right.
Someone got a birthday. I wonder who.
Here we go, Dave. Pick the best boner candidate for the week. Number 1, possible sex abuse. I'd say probable sex abuse. That's the woman been in a vegetative state for 10 years, and all of a sudden she has a baby. Yeah. Something went on there. It wasn't possible. It was probable. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. No good deed goes unpunished. A good Samaritan stopping to help a woman who was, it appeared as though she were having car trouble. She was just bait. She was in cahoots with 2 guys that then jumped out from the bushes and robbed this guy and stole, among other things, his puppy. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. I don't think Mr. Abraham is interested in molding our minds. This is a substitute teacher in a middle school class who was doing something funny behind the desk up there where the students were in class. He was playing with himself up there behind the desk. What's he doing? Boner candidate number 4 from Thursday. If you need to make ends meet, seaman, have a garage sale. Seaman Sharkey. The Coast Guard, which is the only branch of the military directly affected at this point by the partial government shutdown, they were giving advice to their seamen, and they said, listen, we know it's hard, but you can do other things to supplement your income while we're in this position. You can have a garage sale. You can turn your hobby into money. You can become a mystery shopper. And then the boner candidate, number 5 from today. So the truth is, the Trump campaign was colluding with the Lord and not the Russians, according to the Reverend James Dobson. Who's the winner, Dave?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Possible sex abuse. I'd say probable sex abuse. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
Spoken.
I hope you have a great birthday weekend, Dave.
Get ready for the spankings.
No.
I'll do 10, then somebody else will do 10, because that's going to be too hard on my hand
No.
to do all 60.
No.
No?
He's going to run out of here, Bill.
All right.
No means no, Bill.
Spankings. That's what you get for your birthday.
No means no.
All right. Never understood that tradition.
Yeah, spanking machine?
Yeah.
I don't get it. All right, let's do the promo and get out of here.
Enjoy your weekend. We're planning next week's Radio from Hell shows already.
What, we are?
Yeah.
Well, like what?
Well, Sundance film tickets every day of next week.
What else?
Other stuff.
Listen to Radio from Hell Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
Goodbye. Don't come back.
Are we good?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
It's good enough. Let's go home.
We have to do an after show video.
Oh, yeah, we got that. What were we going to do with that?
An after show video.
Yeah. Do we know what?
I've picked the topic twice. You guys did. Carrie did once, so it's Bill.
No, it's your job.
I thought you were.
I thought it's your job.
Why is it my job?
Well, it's because.
Who said it's... Oh, jeez.
All right. Live long. Oh, yeah, okay. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
You're hoping for Chalky?
I am.
I just don't understand that.
I want it to taste like a Necco wafer. Corey is next.
A 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now. X96.